What's up, sidekicks and henchmen out there in the Geek Nation? You're here for the Noel. What's the name of this jam?
I'm sure you'd ask me. This is the Cultpop post holiday special, 2020.
We are here. It's 9 p.m. We all have a little bit of something. I have some Soda Stream ginger ale with a little bit of JD.
Like you. I have in a mug that I got for Hanukkah from my girlfriend, I have some rum and some cider, and I will be spicing it on the fly. This one is already spiced, but I've got ground cloves and ginger and a cinnamon stick already in there.
I feel like you should make the drinks in your mouth all night long.
Yeah, I like that.
And then and shake it out.
This is great. I'm into that.
I am drinking Workhorse Brewing's Double IPA. I purchased this just 2 days ago for my birthday.
Happy birthday, Noel.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Len, what are you rocking?
Oh, I am drinking some. What I got over here? I have some.
Christopher Goodnight has guessed that you're drinking Twisted Tea.
Please, I am drinking some Red Berry New Amsterdam vodka. That's what I will be starting off the evening with. Mixed with some pineapple orange guava.
That's just like that in a good way. Just hearing that hurts the back of my teeth.
Yeah,
like
it hits you right here, right under here. It's very tart.
Twisted Tea is only for violence. It's not for drinking.
I was going to say, Len, did Len get the joke?
No, I didn't.
Oh, there's a thing going on, a video going around where a gentleman, a certain gentleman was using a certain word over and over again, and another gentleman said, "Keep saying that word." And then he had a Twisted Tea, like one of those tall boys of Twisted Tea, and he clapped him so hard in the face that it exploded.
Oh my god!
And the gentleman flew a few feet to the rear.
Yeah,
it's a very satisfying meme, but being older, it's satisfying, and then it's like, oh, is he dead?
Oh.
Like if I was maybe 10 years younger, I would have not thought, is he dead?
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh.
He got right back up. So yeah, he's
good.
But I think maybe he'll think twice before using that specific word again.
Well, yeah, maybe there's I mean, if he's concussed, then maybe he'll just forget it.
Well, this one's for that bruh. Sorry, bro.
Oh, cheers, guys.
The aggressor, right? Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Happy holidays, guys.
Yeah.
And happy holidays
for everyone. Yeah.
Mars Comics says violence is never the answer. I disagree. If someone is using the N-word repeatedly, violence is most certainly an answer to that.
It definitely, it definitely can stop it.
Is never the answer. I think maybe it's not the best answer, but it's always an answer.
There's always a better answer. Maybe.
It's always a response.
Real quick, I hate to show people how the sausage gets made, but why the fuck not? Brian, I got your email, but there's no attachment.
Oh god,
is that right? Well, I've also Lynn, there's a thing called Google Drive, and I have invited the other email that we spoke about previously to the Google Drive.
Okay, all right, then I will try that way.
I hope everyone is enjoying this huge view of the sausage.
We send files, yeah.
The inhaled sausage.
And I'm going to go get something that I forgot.
All right. So, Mars Comics, hi, how's it going? Kachanga, hola, how do? So we are here to just hang out, have some merriment, and talk about the 2020 year and maybe some of our favorite things in 2020, our least favorite things. We're going to have a sing-along. And we're going to do it. We're going to bring back the Astorpiece Theater. Astorpiece Theater, for longtime cult pop listeners, we used to be called Pop-Tards. And then I rethought that name. Now we're called Cult Pop. Anyway, longtime listeners would remember a thing called the Astorpiece Theater. Back when we were on AinitCoolNews.com, the podcast, we would act out a comic book page just for shits and giggles. And so we're going to do one of those later on. And I thought we should start off by sort of, how did we get here? We had a podcast that ran for almost 10 years on iTunes and Stitcher and everywhere you find good podcasts. And then because of COVID, we decided to try YouTube, this thing. So we are fledgling YouTube channel. So if you want to hang out with us more often, please like, subscribe, comment below. Tell us some of your favorite things of 2020. Tell us your least favorite things of 2020. And tell us some things that you're looking forward to in 2021. Anything else that I miss?
No, it sounds about right, dog.
Nice. I'm Johnny Destructo. I'm the owner of JD's Hero Complex in 4327 Main Street in Philadelphia, PA. It's a comic shop. It's got original art, original t-shirts that I design and print, all sorts of cool shit. And with me this week is Len the Bat Tribble.
Yo, what's up? Holla at your boy. This is Len, a.k.a. the Bat Tribble of Black Tribbles fame. Holla at your boy. Love it to each and every one of you.
And Noel.
Hi, I am the Noel.
Hi, I'm the Noel. And then broadcasting live from a Nintendo Game Boy with the green screen is Brian.
Hi. Accurate, JD. Accurate stuff.
Before we get into the meat of this sausage of a show, do we get to can we have the opportunity to go around and give our holiday thanks, our year-end thanks to each other and to viewers of such?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Kick us off. Start by thanking me.
I'll get there. Look, it's eloquent. I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
It's not like a laundry list. It's just this year was weird, right?
Yeah.
It's a little weird. And one of the very few things that I was able to count on was us being able to figure out how this works and continue our weekly conversations. Since doing it this way, we've actually gained more listeners and viewers, and it's kind of cool. People will reach out to us and say hello or ask us questions, which is very weird, but it's also really nice. We've been stuck inside away from each other, and this was a small window and avenue for us to still have those conversations and still kind of connect to each other. So it was really, really nice. And I very much appreciate you guys dealing with me and us through it all, in the screen as well as outside of the screen. So thank you for 2020, even though it fucking was stupid.
Yeah. It's a pretty dumb year.
So cheers to that, guys. Thank you.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers to that. Yes, guys, this has been a highlight of my week as well. Always great. And the opportunity to do it and to have people watch it has been very fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, thank you, JD.
Len doesn't care.
Thank you. Yeah.
I was kidding.
It didn't sound that way.
Yeah. Listen, I've been doing a podcast for almost 10 years, and it was always about hanging out with friends and talking about things that we love and appreciate, and not so much bringing things down. I think one of my, I don't want to say a mission statement, but one of my goals whenever we talk about things on the podcasts or the YouTube channel or wherever is to bring some fun and some snark, but also I think a message of positivity, where I just get so bogged down by all the negativity online and everyone hating things all the time, that even if we decide there's a book that we're going to review that week that we don't like, we just won't talk about it. If it's a consensus, if all of us say, God, we hated that book, it's off the list. We're not going to talk about it because we have no interest in sitting around and just shitting on things that aren't for us.
And even when we do, JD, I think almost all the time, even if somebody doesn't like a book, we find something, not forced, but we just like to find something that we liked about it.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So that's, and more than ever, it's always been fun for me, but now more than ever, I feel a closeness to the group, and I always look forward to hanging out with you guys. And it's always the highlight of my week. So I would just be here doing this by myself without you. So thank God you're here. It's so much better with you guys. So I really appreciate you guys always showing up. Hi, Sam. Love you.
I have headphones in. She has
damn it.
Yeah.
She knows.
She can feel it though.
No pressure, but if Len has anything to say, he's allowed to.
Oh, I was waiting. I didn't know if I didn't want to step on B. That's all. That's all.
Ditto. Cheers.
Juices. No, but seriously, I actually today was thinking about my New Year's resolutions, and and I think if I remember, we're supposed to talk on New Year's resolutions, so I'm not going to spoil what they are, but one that I wasn't going to necessarily, that's not geeky in nature, it's more personal, was that with this weird year that it is, and everybody being stuck inside, you take for granted, how accessible people are because they no longer are accessible, and one of the things that I heard somebody actually make this resolution on a podcast I was listening to, but I was like, yo, that is a dope resolution, and I'm going to try to adhere to it. And it was because of what this year has done to us. It was saying that everything that I am invited to, that I can literally make, I'm going to go to.
That's cool.
If you made took the time to invite me to this, then I'm going to go and try and show my face there, because in some way or another, you thought of me being there. So if I can, I'm going to try and do that.
It's funny that you say that, because I was actually about to send you an invite to my super spreader event.
Yeah, we're all gonna line up and spit in each other's mouths. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be really fun.
This is something you've always done, JD.
Yeah,
it is. And but Brian was never there before, and there's a mouth that I've been longing to
spit in.
I thought so, Len, but I really appreciate you making it official.
Just like get a good one. Like I'm not gonna drool.
Oh, I've been saving this shit. Anyway,
wait, for how long? Wait.
Dude, he's got a pouch back there. Every time he drinks milk, he just puts a little bit back in his pouch.
Yeah,
I got a mason jar in the refrigerator with your name on the top.
He's just been spitting in it for a year, and then he's just gonna like.
I like this. I like this too.
But one thing saying that I wanted to go to all these different events was because of just being appreciative of all the people that are in my life, the friends that I have in my life. And then when I was thinking about it, I was like, yo, I really want to really make sure that I connect with a lot of my friends. And I started thinking in my brains, like, all right, who are the people that I want to connect with? And most of my friends are women. So there are women that for one reason or another, you just can't really connect with. And I want to make sure that I solidify those connections. Like, yo, you're my dog, who's whatever. And then I started thinking about my boys. And I was like, you know what? I don't have to reconnect with my boys, because I talk to my boys every motherfucking week. I talk to Vincent on the Michelle Mission every motherfucking Tuesday. I talk to the Triples every motherfucking Thursday. And on Sunday, I sit down with you three motherfuckers and I shoot the shit. Me and JD have known each other for years, but it's no lie that it's through doing a podcast together that we have grown to become actually friends with one another, right? And it's through JD that I met the two of you dudes, and like, dude, y'all just don't know how much I truly do look forward to sitting down and shooting the shit with y'all. Miss it when I don't shoot the shit with y'all. Get jealous when people watch me shooting the shit with y'all and they be like, oh, I like Noel. Oh, JD's funny. I'm like, well, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
You know who the weak link is, Glenn? I'll tell you.
Who said so? Who likes me?
Well, I won't say who likes you.
No, it's because you're a fucking liar.
No, what I will say though is that the consensus of everyone, every motherfucking person that pisses me the fuck off, that looks over my shoulder and sees me talking to you dudes, the first thing they say is, oh, who's the Care Bear? And they're pointing at you, Noel.
Oh,
it's true.
What's your stomach thing? What kind of range do you shoot at?
Indifference.
That's cool. Let me see the illustration of indifference you have on your chest.
It's literally just a hairy Italian gut.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It screams indifference, doesn't it?
It does.
Sure.
Oh, sorry.
Well, Lynn,
that was the only thing I couldn't think of that wasn't dirty.
I'll second all that, Len. It's just getting to hang out with you guys every week. I said it before, but you said it so much more strongly that that was great. 100%.
Yeah. You know what? And can anybody validate these feelings sometimes I have, like where let's say it's a heavy week and there's like tons of books to read and it almost feels like a chore Sunday morning and oh shit, I gotta hurry up. But the weeks that I'm not with you guys, it's like severe FOMO.
Yeah.
I just got a text from my mother that says, and I quote, "I'm watching your motherfucking show." Hi, Mom.
Hello.
Okay. Mama Destructo in the house. Oh, that's awesome. I love you guys. What do you want to talk about? Should we talk about the biggest industry news of 2020?
Oh, we're not going
to. Interesting idea.
Thank you.
I mean, do you want to talk about Wonder Woman 84? Like, do we want to squeeze in 5 minutes of that? Because it'll be like an hour.
All right. Did who here watch Wonder Woman?
I haven't seen
84. It. Oh, God damn it, Brian.
Brian, what is your problem?
I haven't seen Wonder Woman 84. That's it. That's the last
That's the problem.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind.
You guys can just give your. Did you like it or not like it?
No, you can't go general on this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was a mess.
I really wanted to love it. I was so excited. It was the movie that I was looking for the most this year.
Really?
And I was so excited. And as soon as 12 o'clock hit, I went boop. And we watched about 3/4 of it. And we said, oh, this is fun. This is a good time. There's some nonsense in here. But ballyhoo, this is great. And then we stopped to have Christmas. And then we came back. And it felt like I put on an entirely different movie. And I think my face was mostly just like that the whole time.
So that experience sounds like you fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
My experience was a slow, mundane, boring journey to nowhere. I was just like, I'm past I was so looking forward to, because I was looking forward to. We did a whole fucking podcast just on that first trailer because it was brilliant. I was very much looking forward to this. I'm past that like level of mourning, and now I'm just I'm just annoyed.
Yeah,
like the more I think about the movie, the more I'm annoyed.
And you know what? One of the things is it's if it was just like the movie is cute and adorable, but it's got some problems, that's fine. But there is a specific thing that I'm not going to bring up that really, really darkens the experience for me. It's not just like, oh, it's just kind of cute and whimsical, and it's okay. If you just turn off your brain, it's fun. There's an element in this movie that I was just like, is no one going to talk about this horrible thing that's happening? So I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I'm curious to see what you have to say about it, Brian, after you see it.
Yes, that would be the best time.
It's interesting that you referenced the trailer, Noel, because I remember we did like a whole show on the trailer because we were so excited about it.
In your basement, as I recall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember that one of the most exciting moments in the trailer, I was like, oh my God. And first of all, I'm going to rewind the clock real quick, JD. I know you're looking at the clock real quick. For those who maybe are watching, and maybe those you guys, there was a show back in 1966, animated series called Spider-Man, and it was the Spider-Man animated series, and it featured the best cartoon theme song ever because they still are singing it, and it featured the best interstitial music ever in anything. It was fantastic. The interstitial music was so great that in the second season of that show, there would literally be sequences of the show where Spider-Man would be swinging for about 5 straight minutes just so they could play 5 minutes of that music because it was so banging. And you didn't mind because you had the banging music, even though you were watching the same swinging scenes back and forth. But it was banging and you didn't mind. Cut to the Wonder Woman trailer where there's a scene, not giving it away, it's in the trailer, where Wonder Woman swings by her lasso on lightning. And I remember seeing that in the trailer. I was like, oh my God, fucking A, I am on this movie. This movie looks beast.
Yeah.
I don't even remember where it happens in the movie.
You're right. Because in the movie,
it means
nothing but a Spider-Man swinging scene without the music.
It felt like the entire movie felt like a 6-hour miniseries that they truncated like a Cliff's Notes of a better book. So all of the stories and subplots feel either rushed or unfinished. Like every character should have a 2-episode arc and none of them get anything. Yeah. So it just feels like an empty, hollow movie. I was very upset with it.
Yeah. Gosh. Well, I don't want to bog down the show with that. Brian, watch it and then we'll talk about it.
Sounds good.
We've set your expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll like it now.
So as far as big events in 2020 in the comic book industry, or I guess was it the pop culture industry? What are we talking about?
Oh, we're doing comic books.
Industry.
This is the comic book block. So what happened outside of just the funny pages? That was maybe the biggest story. It could be something to do with publication. It could be a company acquired another company. What do you think was maybe one of the biggest stories in the comic book industry in 2020? I can go first if you guys want to vamp.
Well, before you do, I don't know if we said this. Christopher Goodnight commented, I know it was a shitty year for the world, but personally, it was probably the best year ever for me. Top 5 at least. So shout out to Christopher Goodnight for having a bang ass year, man. Good for you,
that's
brother.
Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really glad to hear it.
It's always a little weird. It's always a little weird to, like, while the world is crumbling, be like, my year was pretty good. But yeah, ride that out, man. Enjoy it. I'm glad you have a good year
out there. You know,
I got married. This was a great year. It just was a weird year.
Exactly.
And I don't think we have to be like coy about that.
Yeah.
Well, you're right, Noel, because while it was a weird year, it was also a year where, because it was weird, people got insular and started thinking about themselves and taking care of themselves. People got more in shape. Some people,
I gained a shape.
No, you're in good shape. Stand up, Noel. Let them see you. Let me see.
Nope.
Flex,
Let's see your Care Bear indifference belly.
I'll get up. Hold on. Let me just get up real quick. Damn it!
It didn't work. It didn't work. There he is. Oh, you look great, Noel.
Now we can't see him.
Yeah, it was really
nice. Nicely done.
I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I did that. That felt really good for me.
You can tell who the best friends are on the show.
Mars Comics says he has not seen it yet, but will eventually. And Tyler Reynolds says, I thought the movie was way too long, and I only watched half of it. So,
I stood up.
So if you want to, I'll go first. As a retailer, anybody who doesn't know, I have a comic book store, and I have had for 5 years. This is my 5th year, and it has been just one of the best experiences of my entire life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. The biggest thing that happened this year has to be DC kind of just like, listen, all right, so what happened? I don't know. We're going to get a little personal. I found a mass in my lower hindquarters area, and I had to take it to the doctor. And so the doctor, he put on the gloves, and he went elbow deep in me, trying to figure out if I've got butt cancer, right? That felt a lot like what DC has been doing this year to retailers. It's just been a frustrating process. It feels like they're just swinging from the seat of my pants, and it's just been super frustrating. And they keep switching distributors, and we're gonna a Tuesday's new book day. I don't know any retailers who are actually doing Tuesday new book day, but yeah, I have to do double the orders. I have to do double everything. It's very frustrating.
Can you for the purposes of people that may be tuning in that don't understand exactly how direct to market sales work, can you give a rundown of before this year and this year? So like what was Dynamite and how did they function, and now the new model?
Dynamite?
Diamond.
Diamond, yeah. So Diamond is the distributor for your comic books. Every comic book store that you go to, we all order from Diamond distributors. And there has always been sort of this back and forth about whether or not Diamond distributors should be
if they were a monopoly or not.
Monopoly, thank you. That really boring game that everyone just flips over halfway through. If they were a monopoly. And a lot of people were like, yeah, DC's finally, they're cutting out the monopoly of Diamond. But what has happened for me, the retailer, is I could only order DC Comics from Diamond distributors. And then now I can only order Diamond or DC Comics through Lunar distributors. 2 months ago, I could only order from UCS distributors. So it's not like I had just a plethora of new places I could order DC Comics from. I still only have my one option.
Right.
And I've had to sign up and go through whole their rigmarole in order to become one of their customers. And they do things differently. Every place does things differently. It's been very frustrating. So side note, if anyone likes their comic books and they like to know ahead of time what books they want to pre-order, get yourself previews. Your local comic shop will have a thing called previews, which is what we, the retailers, go through page by page and decide what we're going to order. So hopefully you guys will buy them. But you can have a subscription to previews and you can go through page for page and say, oh, I want this t-shirt and I want this action figure. I want this Batman statue and I want these specific issues. And that way your retailer will know to get them for you. And that way you don't miss them.
But not DC.
But not DC. DC
Nope,
is not only not in previews because that's a Diamond distribution production. Joint. Yeah. So I think DC has one called DC Connect, and there's no paper version of that. You only can read it on the internet.
Well, here's the thing, and I'll ask you as a retailer, because there was a time before Diamond, and even in the early days of Diamond, there was an attempt to have multiple distributors. And I've always heard, maybe not so much from you, but from other comic book retailers, about them having some ambivalence of a sort of dealing with Diamond, wishing that there was some other, somebody else in the game. Isn't this kind of like DC trying to open up the doorway to that?
I guess it would be different if it works really well. Right?
I was going to say, if it was a fair market value kind of situation and let like competitors compete, sure. But this was essentially 30% chunk of the industry deciding they only want their own sandbox, not actually opening up the playing field. And now, and the work only comes down to the independent retailer having to have double the processes and double the ordering and double the shipment dealings and double the payment types, instead of it being so like them wanting to do something is great. The only people that it screws are shops.
Right. Because it's not a new place that you can order your comics from.
No.
But it's just a new place that you have to order your DC comics from.
And also too, like all the stuff that they kind of have done in like they didn't just change distributors, they also aligned all of their business model to benefits, or at least to just like be in line with big box bookstores. So bookstores and DVDs and music all come out on Tuesdays. They changed their model completely to be Tuesdays. A lot of their publishers are now in like YA and graphic novels and big bookstores. So essentially, like what it looks like is that they were like, hey, we're not selling as much over here, but we could totally sell more, pre-sell more product over here at these larger stores. Right. So fuck it, they'll follow us. Fuck them. It's fine.
Yeah.
And
I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't really have much of a choice, but that's not true. There are retailers who are like, F it, I'm not going to order DC anymore. And I'm like, well, that's half of my stock. I'm not going to not order DC stuff anymore.
Right.
I'm going to have to follow the Pied Piper or wherever they fucking go.
Right. And you want DC Comics also.
And also I enjoy reading their books.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And Len, just a little bit of history that you guys may know. For anyone who doesn't, you mentioned it wasn't always Diamond Comics. The distributor of Marvel Comics used to be DC Comics.
Oh, that's yeah,
yeah, long time ago.
Well, before that though, it was like, wasn't it like Malibu Comics, or was it?
No. This was in like.
Oh no, I know, but like in a perceivable time of the 90s, there was also another distributor that was with Marvel, and then Marvel actually went bankrupt, and so did they, and then Diamond bought them out, and blah blah blah. I forgot the name of it though.
I don't know.
But they've tried this before, and it didn't work spectacularly.
Marvel had their own distribution company.
Yeah.
And then they went back to Diamond. So to answer Tyler Reynolds' question, do you think this is a growing pain of the industry changing or a mistake they will change back at a later date? My dude, time is the judge of that. I have no idea. If everything works out the way they want it to, it's the industry changing. If they decide that it's not working as well as they want it to, well, then it's a mistake. I honestly don't have an answer for you. I'm just trying to keep my shop afloat. That's the best I can do.
The thing is that when you look at this from a macro view, what this is indicative of DC Comics family, like their parent company, Warner Media, and
AT&T.
Yeah, well, yeah, even the big father, AT&T, and their view of media in general, and just taking like this very corporate business view of exactly how to handle these media entities, which plays in part to probably the other big news in geekdom, which is probably, to be honest, a bigger story than the whole thing with DC, which is Warner Media deciding that they are going to release all of their films in 2021. That's right. All of their films.
Wait, hold on. I mean, first of all, that's probably a unanimous topic for when we talk about entertainment as to the biggest news of the year.
Very true.
But I have a connected biggest industry news that I think was the canary in the coal mine for this whole situation with DC, AT&T, and Warner Media. And in late February, I mean, it feels like 10 years ago, but in late February, they fired Dan DiDio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
He was for anybody that doesn't know, Dan DiDio was the co-publisher of DC Comics. He'd been with the company for nearly 20 years, always in an executive level of publication or of editorial and publication.
And for a few years, it was him and Jim Lee that were kind of like the co.
Yeah.
With Jeff Johns heavily in there too.
Well, that's later. That didn't come until much later. Like, it was for a very long time. All of the stuff that you think of as classic modern classic DC Comics, Infinite Crisis and on, that was almost solely Dan DiDio that approved all that shit. Mm-hmm. It eventually turned into Jim Lee and him co-publishing, and Jeff Johns was only ever Marvel, he was Warner Brothers CCO.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he wasn't a part of publishing.
I guess he didn't have too much to do with it.
Yeah, that was like the liaison to the media.
Right. Like, he was a big force as a writer, but that was before that.
Whatever anybody likes or dislikes about Dan DiDio, because he's like this big gregarious nerd of a guy, he loves comic books, like encyclopedic knowledge of comic books, like Mark Waid level.
I was about to say, just like Mark Waid, yeah.
The fact that they unceremoniously and very quickly let him go was like the epitome of AT&T and parent companies consolidating revenue streams, and saw publication. They were like, why do we need this, and this? Fuck it, get rid of it. YA is getting bigger. Let's do that instead. Why do we need these direct market retailers? Why is this happening? I really do think that like the opening salvo was that, and it was just all sped up because of COVID. So I think that this like move into another distributor and realignment of all their corporate entities at DC was going to be over 2 years, but because of COVID, it just literally all happened now.
Matt, Mars Comics said something interesting. He said, yep, DiDio got the axe. I think it was due to the 5G thing, right? And I would say I doubt it. It's I would assume it had a lot to do with, like Noel was saying, like corporate stuff. And if there was anything editorial, I doubt it would be for something that hadn't come out yet. I don't think that was the case anyway. But
he wasn't fired because of 5G. 5G didn't go down because he was fired.
Right.
Yeah. And I just don't see the AT&T exec saying, like, I don't think this is what you should do with Batman. That kind of thing. Unless it was a marketability issue. And who knows? Actually, now that we're talking about it, maybe that what did play a part. If 5G, we don't really know exactly what it was. If they were going to bring in like a new Batman or a new Superman, and Warner is like, we don't want that. I'm just speculating.
I don't think AT&T gives a shit about product. They give a shit about numbers. Comics has always been a loss leader.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I see where B is going with that. You're right. You're right, Noel. AT&T doesn't give a fuck about the product. They give a fuck about the numbers, but they also recognize what's going to generate the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Start jigging around with Superman and Batman, especially at a moment when they're trying to reintroduce them through other media. They're like, no. You're gumming up the works. No. Fuck that. I can see AT&T looking at the bottom line first and not the artistic vision of it.
Yeah, and like you see and you look and you see that you've got two co-publishers. One is a brand name and doesn't rock the boat at all. The other one is loud and micromanaging and wants to gum up the works for one specific story point. Get him the fuck out of there because he's taking too long.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense to me.
You know what? And you kind of just touched on a little bit because I have been, historically not the biggest Jim Lee fan. Never going to knock the man as an artist, right? He can draw. I don't think he's a great storyteller, but he can draw his butt off, right? But that is another thing that I've always kind of stuck in my craw a little bit about Jim Lee, that he does, like you just said, doesn't rock the boat. Definitely comes off like it's this company man. You've got to remember in the the early days of Image, he was the first one to leave and sell Wildstorm to DC. You know what I mean? Like. It's always kind of like stuck in my craw a little bit about the brother.
Flipping houses. It was just about getting, not about like the sanctity of my art form. Like, it's really like you can't be mad at the man. That was his modus operandi from jump.
That's true.
But I do think that like the biggest thing that kind of kicked everything off was Dan DiDio being let go. And if you look at DC's March solicitations, it's looking even more and more like that. Like they're only publishing like 27 single issues in the month of March. And half of them are anthologies. They are changing their model. Like previously it was 50 plus monthly comic books. Now it's trade paperbacks, YA novels, and some anthologies of only their big characters and only stuff that's like aligned with a movie. So things are going to be different in 2021 for
they still have backup stories. Like, in Future State, there's backup stories. And a long time ago.
Anthologies.
But they're going to be in that mold, like Superman and Booster Gold.
Yeah. So like there's two Batman titles, Batman and Detective Comics. Both of them will have a part 1 and part 2 of a backup story.
Everyone say goodnight to my mother. She's leaving. She's going to bed.
Thank you for joining us.
I got you though.
But I think it's just going to be a precipitous kind of change. Like we're not going to see big names much anymore, writers and artist wise. We're not going to I think they're going to just slowly streamline all of their publications to just be the big 3, and that's it. Maybe Black Label. I'm not excited about it.
No.
They've gone through. There was the DC implosion, but they've gone through like tightenings of lines before. Hopefully it works out all right. Hopefully it tightens and they're good, and then they move forward from that. But yeah, that's what I hope for.
I know. Yes, Mars Comics has just mentioned they could. Yeah, this could be good. Who knows? Yes, they could be good, but by virtue, it'll be less diversity of stories being told. So that's not always a net positive.
Sure.
It's the same thing that was frustrating me about their animated input or output, I should say, their animated films. They had all of these ideas for all of these animated series, animated films, and then slowly but surely it was Batman and the Superman Justice League, and that is it.
It was the only the Trinity is the only one that get any kind of. We'll see.
Yeah, because maybe the backup stories will be a place to go crazy.
Yeah, but are you going to spend $5.99 on a comic for 8 pages that you're interested in?
I am not. It better be in something I already want to read.
Exactly.
Right.
But and I don't know whether or not this might qualify as another big news in the comic book business. JD, as a retailer, can speak to this. I found that throughout the year, because of maybe the diminishing returns on some of the Marvel and DC output, that there was more and more interesting reading to find on the independent side. And on that independent side, it also had a little bit more of a foothold in the industry. Like you felt like these, like there was a time not too long ago where if you told me, there's going to be a new comic book company, it's called Aftershock Comics, and he was like, all right, well, they'll be around for 3 months. You know what I mean? But no, they're still around. They're doing viable stuff. Boom has definitely made its place in the industry as well.
Panel Syndicate, and I really enjoyed when we were reading those for the show, TKO and Panel Syndicate.
The TKO. Image has been around maybe a little bit too long to be considered like an indie anymore, but they are still doing, but they have certainly moved their business model along where they're doing some of the most interesting things in comics right now. And I think that is very interesting that in a world where everyone had to stay in, these comic book companies have found a way to still be viable and still be in business this year.
Yeah. Also, you've got some creators that are parlaying their. I know this happens in cycles, but you've got a lot of creators right now that are parlaying any kind of brand name equity that they have into creator-owned comics. So, not unlike household name James Tynion IV. He had mild popularity on Batman, so he ended up launching three huge creator-owned titles this year, and made his full nut for the foreseeable future off of a paid-for-hire gig. Same with Donny Cates, launching at pretty much every other. Like he works exclusive for Marvel, except he also has books at Aftershock. He's got books at Image. He was doing Panel Syndicate,
which is great compared to how he used to be.
All over the place.
Yeah. Like he used to, it was all work for hire. People did a lot of stuff that made up a lot of people a lot of money, but not them, Yeah. So, yeah.
I wonder if the first person we saw that kind of like is the, I don't know, maybe the business model for a lot of these guys is Robert Kirkman, who hasn't done any work for the big two. But I mean, let's face it. I mean,
in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
he did a lot, but hasn't for at least 15 years. Yeah.
Did he do work for? I'd say I don't.
Oh yeah, he did a bunch of shit for Marvel, like a lot of the
books. He did Ultimate Marvel Team Up.
Destroyer was great.
Destroyer was great.
Oh wow! See, like The Walking Dead was actually the first thing I ever heard of him. So
yeah, he was launching Walking Dead and Invincible at the same time as he was doing work for hire at Marvel, and then when those picked up, he was like, I don't need Marvel. And
there you go. Yeah. But then again, that still points to him being a business model. He did that work for hire while he's building up his thing. Now, trust me, yes,
that book is spectacular.
Everybody wishes that I do remember Destroyer. I did read.
I still have the issues, and I'm never gonna get rid of them. They're great.
Yeah. You know what? That was so like crazy of a book. I don't think I even realized when I have it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was Marvel.
That's like hella violent. Everyone go find a copy of Destroyer by Robert Kirkman and Corey Walker.
Or buy it from Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex.
There's one right there. We just saw it.
Go find a copy at Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex. I can't be any clearer than that.
Yeah, but everyone is looking for, their The Walking Dead. Who's the lock and key guy? He definitely
Joe Hill.
Joe Hill.
Yeah.
Joe
I mean,
Hill.
Stephen King's son. He was a novelist first.
Yeah,
but-
he had a,
And he's got a Netflix series coming.
I wonder and worry about the existence of imprints anymore at DC. And if it's
Yeah.
not Black Label, they're not
Yeah.
going to be pop-up imprints. Young Animal, after there's nothing new for Young Animal on the docket after Far Sector. There's no new Hill House books that have been announced. Like,
And not having Vertigo sucks. I mean, even if Black Label is the same thing,
it's not Vertigo.
Vertigo is cool.
Yeah.
Even if it was, you know what I mean? And it's not, you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vertigo is cool.
It just seems so short-sighted to me. There's like just doing Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman is not a way to bring in other readers, new readers.
I mean, there's also gonna be Justice League and Flash.
I mean,
But-
and to be fair, a lot of YA stuff, which
Oh,
is like
fun.
Raven and Beast Boy and that kind
Actually, every time I see this, I think of you, but I forget to tell you, JD. Have you seen the new DC Connect solicits?
No.
Because there's a new YA novel called Johnny Constantine.
Oh, I have.
And the meanest teacher.
Fuck. Fuck.
I feel like that's so up your alley.
of.
I'm about to say he's saying fuck because like fuck.
Yeah,
that's-
I'm
Fuck, I gotta read that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
my boy Johnny in it.
Yeah. Oh well.
Johnny C.
I would say my biggest thing is kind of connects to JD and yours and Noel's. I couldn't say anything other than the fact that comics stopped coming out for several months for the first time in our lives.
That's true.
And it precipitated definitely the thing you're talking about, JD. Well, presumably, and Noel.
I think it did,
Yeah, and that was something. It wasn't just comics, but every Wednesday comics came out, always. And for the first time ever, they didn't, and that was gigantic. It was something else. Just an eerie, strange thing.
Yeah, I mean, there were some positives in a weird way to that. Like, I know that, like, as a retailer, JD, your consistent revenue stream was halted with no new comics.
Sure was. However, I was able to maneuver that into, hey guys, you haven't read Mr. Miracle yet. You haven't read The Vision yet. You haven't read the other amazing trade paperbacks yet that I still have access to.
Right.
Now's the time.
As someone that reads a lot, having weekly comics was a blessing in disguise. And also too, the fact that we kept meeting and just reading other things, being able to go back and read a bunch of like things that I had never read or had just stockpiled and wanted to read, or, I ended up grabbing some stuff from the shop of things that I always wanted to read that weren't coming out new. Which I think, is there anything you guys read this year that, like, during that break that was just like, thank God? Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, we had talked about a whole other segment, right? Like, what's the best thing we've gotten to that we had never gotten to?
That would have been a great segue into it.
Yeah, that was the segue. I was that we're in it now.
Now we're in it. Seamless.
I
Like
thought
we also lost Len. He was just like,
he's like, fucking, I'm out.
he didn't read anything new.
Brian, what's yours?
Yeah, Brian, what did you read?
Well, I'll tell you what. I considered it a whole, not just reading kind of thing. So we're in the comics block, but my two answers are
You gotta break the
shows.
fucking rules every time, don't you?
I do have to. That's the only rule I can't break.
Is that it has to break the rules.
You can't keep to a format.
Well, we can wait if you.
No. What are they?
All right, so here we go. A show that I had on my Hulu list for, I don't know, a year, 2 years, whatever. Party Down.
Oh,
What a great show.
That's
And I
always
saw
been
it and
great.
I was like, this could be great. This could be awful. And it was not awful. It was great. It's what's his name? Adam Scott, right before he was on Parks and Rec, in quite a different character. There's only 2 seasons, but not a bad episode. Like, by the second episode, it's great, and so much fun. There's a lot of famous people. Who's it? Lizzie Kaplan and
I love Lizzie Kaplan.
yeah. So I
The
really
tall blonde lady. What's her name?
Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch is on it. Gets replaced by Megan Mullally, I think, when she leaves for Glee. And what's the guy? He was in Wet Hot American Summer. And the guy, he's in Spider-Man. He plays Peter Parker's teacher. Is in it. He plays Roman in part of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah,
he's one of the two teachers that I'm pretty sure is that guy, right?
Oh, Martin Starr.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I can't remember the guy from Wet Hot American Summer.
He's not in He's not in Wet Hot American
No,
Summer.
no, sorry, those are two different guys. The guy he was also in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I cannot remember.
Joe LaTrulia. Yeah.
No, sorry, the guy who's friends with Joe LaTrulia in that. So that was one, and can't recommend it highly enough. The other one was Umbrella Academy that I finally got around to. Ooh,
I did catch up on that. Yeah. We also caught up on that. Like when the first season first came out, I watched like 2 episodes and was like, okay, later.
That's where I'm at. I've watched an entire season and then maybe 3 episodes of the second season. I'm still like, okay.
See, I had read the comic like a long time ago, and but had forgotten like major plot points. So
I'm touching them right now. I'm touching them.
The comic is great too.
The comic is great. It's weirder than the show.
Yes.
Yeah, it took us about most of the first season to get into it, and then we plowed through the second season. It's much better.
Oh, you think so? I mean, I also really loved the first season. Klaus and number 5 especially.
Ken Marino. Thank you, Christopher Goodnight.
Yes, thank you.
From
Thank you,
Ken
Marino. Yeah.
And the state.
Cool. Thank you.
You're looking at anyway. Did you read anything that you wouldn't have read?
Anything that I had been meaning to get to. You know, within the confines of those confines.
Within those confounded confines, which confined me and confounded me so.
Did you read any comics?
No, I fake my way through it, you guys, every week. You have not caught on, but it's my end of the year reveal. No, there was one. And it was one that I will put in this list. 1, because it's the only one I can think of, and 2, because I had been meaning to get to it for
the most
so
amazing
long.
qualifier.
That's the one. But it's been years and years. Maestro by the Hulk. When we read that.
Maestro, nice.
I didn't finish it.
Oh, really? Now I'm not. Yeah, like I enjoyed it. I don't.
The Future Imperfect, right? Not the.
Yes, of course. Why did I get Maestro is the new thing? Yeah. Future Imperfect.
I read the Maestro issue first, and I was like, I don't give a shit. And then I went back and started reading Future Imperfect, and I was like, I still don't give a shit.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Swamp Thing. We also read Swamp Thing for the show.
Excellent.
And that was awesome. And I've been had it for a long time. Cool. Those two.
That was. I would agree. Because like during that hiatus, one of the things that I picked up was that first Absolute of Swamp Thing, and I got to read it just slightly before you guys did, and I was like, "This is brilliant,
really good." Yeah.
The other thing that I read that we read during hiatus was Lucifer. It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really. I haven't finished it yet. I'll probably pick up the second omnibus.
Cool.
With gift card money from the holidays, but it was really good. So we read the first trade here on the show, and I continued, and it's really a wonderful series that I've avoided for decades.
Sure, but I'm so happy that you love it.
It was really good. It was really good.
Yeah, cool.
What about you, Len? Did you read anything during the hiatus that you are glad you got to?
Let's think. I read the first part, and now I have to read the second part of Fear Agent by that is buckets of fun. That is like this is a very old reference, but I'm good for those. That is very much a reimagining to me anyway of Flash Gordon or Buck Rogers.
But he was an alcoholic from the South. Yeah,
exactly. It's crazy. It is buckets of fun. So I'm enjoying Fear Agent. I'm looking forward to reading the second part, which I have. I reread Jupiter Circle, and Jupiter's
Oh
Legacy.
yeah.
Who does that one?
That's Mark Miller.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Frank
right.
Well, Frank Whiteley does the Legacy part,
Okay.
and then the no,
you're right. He does
Is it-
Legacy, and then
the Circle
Who does
is the
Circle?
prequel.
yeah, who does Circle?
I can't remember. Who does
I can't
like
tell you.
the two middle books are prequels, and then the main book is Quietly.
There's still like a volume forthcoming, right? Isn't it? Like, I've only read the first volume of each, but I think there's supposed to be 3.
I don't know. Maybe so, and maybe they're holding off because I know that in the early days of this year they were working on the series that I believe was going to be on.
Yeah,
Netflix.
it's filmed from what I understand.
Oh,
Like, the first season's done. It's just like in post, and
Okay.
it's gonna release in 2021 essentially. We just don't know when.
Right.
Netflix always holds on to stuff until like a month beforehand. And they're like, by the way, the show's coming.
Yeah, I don't blame them. So I read that. That was fun. Over the COVID. I'm trying to think. A lot of other stuff I kind of like read on the show because I read. That's the only way I read issues by issues. And
Unless it's We Live.
Quietly.
Well, hang on. We don't even have to get into issues yet. It was really just like whatever was that in between time that you caught up on that you had never read. So like the other thing that I read that I was fucking shocked that I loved so much was Power Rangers. But I know I'm completely alone in that.
Yes.
Was that a catch up thing?
I was forever ago. I was gifted the first big old hardcover, and I was like, "That's pretty. That's cute."
Mm-hmm.
And I never read it, and I finally did read it, and I was like, "This is amazing."
You know what I'm remembering?
Mm-hmm.
During COVID, year 5 of Injustice came out, which made me then go back and reread year 1 through 4. And man, that's just a big, dumb, stupid, fun comic book. It's just big, dumb, stupid fun, man. Tyler Reynolds is agreeing with Noah about how
Power Rangers is great. It is. I have no connection to the television show. It is just amazing superhero comic booking.
Also, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, I got into that too.
Yep.
Weird.
I
went old school.
Excellent.
What about you, JD?
Oh man, I've been
Anything?
sitting here racking my brain, and I'm trying to remember what I read. What was that? 6 months ago.
Lucifer. Somebody was recommending to you for years and years. Who was that?
Oh, was it Lucifer?
Well, that's what Noel said. And
I read that whole first omnibus off of like us reading it on the show.
Oh, wait a minute. Before JD goes, let me give Brandon some, I think, because JD, you'll remind me. Was it the early days of 2020 that I finally read Gwenpool?
Yes.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it, and I went and bought like a couple of the trades. So
I read the first 2 trades and then I stopped because it's cute, but then I was like, okay.
I mean, 2 trades is a pretty solid amount for something that's not really in your wheelhouse,
Yeah, well, I mean, everything about it was fine.
Yeah,
and I like it's when have you ever read something and you're like, I know exactly why everyone loves this, and they're right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go read something else.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Nice.
That's exactly what it was. Like everyone that says it's the best thing in the world, I agree with you.
I'll be
I'm
over
not
here.
gonna finish it. Yeah, I'm gonna go read more Power Rangers.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck was I reading? That was so long ago, and I have the memory of a goldfish.
Oh wait,
Well, Janie's Swamp Thing
I know
was.
some stuff. I know some stuff that I just like loaned to you that you read during COVID.
Go ahead.
The Wonder Woman Azarella. You did not.
That's great.
Ooh,
I love
yes.
it.
Oh yeah.
That was that started during the I have nothing new to read.
Yeah,
So like that was great.
that's so good. He did his absolutes, the big old boys.
Ooh, that's a good series too, and that must be a good way to read it. As well, I read it.
It's the best way to read it. If you're gonna read, man, that absolutely.
Baby.
God.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dan H says during hiatus, I read Why the Last Man and Monstrous, both great.
Oh, great! I don't know Monstrous.
I have Monstrous. I have not read it yet.
You know what? And Monstrous is a book that I look at almost every time I go into the comic book store. It's like, oh my God, this is a beautiful looking comic book. But it just looks like it's maybe a little bit too much. I don't know why. It's
very thick. It's like dense.
Yeah. And that's what ultimately like keeps me hands off of it.
But it's one of the best looking books on the shelves.
I was gonna say I picked it up forever ago. However, it always reminded me, just flipping through it, it always reminded me of like, oh, this is like a YA version of Tolkien. So it's really dense, it's painterly, it's beautiful, but it's like, no, not like The Hobbit. It's more like a YA kind of superhero version of mythical creatures and stuff. Like it's not, yeah. But but that just it lends itself to being dense, to being very specific, almost like Last God was, like you have to really like get in on it.
Although we did all get in on it, as I recall.
I think it was just you and me, dude.
Well, yeah, that's
they didn't finish it. Yeah.
So yeah, I read some Lucifer. I read some Sandman. I read Wonder Woman from Brian Azzarello, which is to date my favorite Wonder Woman series.
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. Oh, that was great.
And you saw the show.
Yeah, well, I saw the show first, and that's what convinced me to finally go like, fine, I'll fucking read the Alan Moore fucking God damn it, and because I don't like Alan Moore as a person. So when I went in and read it, I was like, this is good shit.
Did you read just what we read for the show, or did you keep going after that?
I tried to keep going, and then we kept doing more shows, so I fell off.
Sure.
I read the next like 12 issues after that.
Cool. Yeah, I have the second. I've had the first 2 volumes for I don't know, maybe 10 years, and I have not gone on to the second volume, but I've got it.
Yeah,
so
I'm 14 or 15 issues into the run because each of the absolutes is about 15 or 16 issues, and it's going to be 3 total because he only did like 30 something or 40 issues.
Oh, okay.
Mars Comics says Tinian's Batman has been pretty good. I think Punchline was big news this year, but Tinian's books in general have been awesome. Something is Killing the Children. Bam! I love Something is Killing the Children. Department of Truth. Oh, that's James Tinian as well.
Right.
Department of Truth is awesome.
James Tinian the Fourth. Your friendly neighborhood James Tinian the Fourth.
Yeah, and Wind.
There he is.
Wind was good. Wind is very cute.
And then Tyler Reynolds says he finally read Mind Management from what's his name?
Kint,
yeah, Matt Kint. And Southern Bastards, which I read the first volume of that, and I liked it very much. I always meant to continue with Southern Bastards, Tyler, and I just haven't gotten around to it.
It's on my read pile.
Yep.
Look, I'm trying to reorganize this room. You see those all of those stacks of trades? Those are all read piles, dudes. Oh, it's bigger. Yeah. We'll get rid of them.
Hey, JD, you can help me with something in regards to Southern Bastards because that has always looked kind of inviting for me.
Yeah.
But just kind of like flipping through it and kind of like just perusing a couple of the pages, it felt like in the vein of Scout. And I was like, I don't need another series like that because I've got Scout, I've got 100 Bullets. I think I don't need another series kind of like that. Am I right?
So what this is, Southern Bastards, is a gentleman in his sunset years. Is that what it's called?
Right.
He's like in his 60s, 70s. He's a big barrel of a man, big burly guy, and his father was very abusive, and his family comes from a very small town in the South, which is very, very wrapped around the local football team. And everything is sort of run by the football team's coach. And so this gentleman who his father was a piece of shit, and he's got to go back, and his father is dead, and he's got to go back and like deal with the dad's house now that he's dead and like all of his belongings. So he winds up going back to this town that he grew up in, and he fucking hates it. And he winds up sticking his nose where it doesn't belong, and he tries to do the right thing. And then he finds himself at odds with the coach of the football team, who basically runs everything.
The city.
The town.
The town.
And then it goes from there. And it's got a very interesting end to the first volume, at which point it changes.
Okay.
So I think it's very good. I think it's worth, it's very similar to a movie, Walking Tall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Where he's got the big stick.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler actually even just said that it's similar to Walking Tall, the movie, but also a love-hate story with Living in the South. Is it over?
I don't know if it's over or if it's just on hiatus.
Okay.
Tyler, is it over?
There's like 3 or 4 volumes. I have the first hardcover, which I think is the first 2 volumes or something. But yeah.
Oh, and Mars says, Red Criminal. That was really good.
Criminal's the shit.
Criminal is the shit.
I mean,
Criminal.
are we going to talk about our favorite books this year? Because that's a segue.
We can talk about our favorite books. Now we're
Like
now
the favorite things that we read and reviewed. Has everyone talked about what they caught up on?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, you know what I'm catching up on right now?
What is it?
The Spider-Man Clone Saga.
Oh, from like the 90s?
Yeah.
All right.
Which I read at the time and I fucking hated it. And I thought, why not do that to myself again? So I'm reading the Clone Saga.
I'm reading She-Hulk.
Oh, but you're reading the Dan Slott She-Hulk.
Yeah, I am. I'm reading the Dan Slott She-Hulk. I'm like 5 issues away from finishing it. It's really good.
I'm sorry, I forgot how I worded my question, and so when Tyler Reynolds just said no, I forgot what my question. Is it over? I think he's saying no, it's not over.
Oh, it's not over. Yeah, no,
okay,
it's not
thanks.
Over. Oh, yeah.
Wait, the Clone. How far are you into the Clone Saga?
5 issues.
So
of like 700.
17 years later, you'll let us know if it holds up.
Yeah,
if it holds up to the low standards that pop culture gives it.
Yeah, I will report back from the grave.
Oh, you only have 17 years left?
No, I mean I've only got like 6.
That's less. Anyway.
So yeah, what are we segueing into now?
I think that we should segue into. So we that's all the stuff that we caught up during hiatus. But we also reviewed a shit ton of books.
We did.
What are some of the favorite things, if not a favorite thing that we reviewed, that we read, that came out in 2020? Now, I know why. I can go first. It was very clearly and decisively Pulp by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips.
Oh.
It was a 80 page, like an 80-page single story in hardcover. It was one of the best things I had read all year long. And
he's not shitting you guys. Yeah, if you guys haven't read Pulp from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, the unbeatable team of Phillips and Brubaker, get yourself Pulp. It's one little graphic novel all in one, and it's been in hardcover. The soft cover is coming out in a couple of weeks.
It is. I almost feel bad bringing it up because they are disgustingly. I mean, it's like saying, "Hey, I love $1 million. I love $1 million yesterday, and I love $1 million tomorrow." Like everything that they do is always good. They always work together, and it's always in the same kind of genre. However, this was so good and so special that it's like above what their normal stuff is. So that's Reckless. That's also fantastic that came out this year. But Pulp was like, Reckless is here. Pulp is like up here. Because Reckless is like really good pulp, pulpy noir. Pulp transcends genre, and it's just a beautiful story about like the twilight of your life.
So good.
It was just by every metric, it was the best thing I read this year, and I think everyone should read it. I would gift it to people for Christmas.
Nice.
Anthony Drago has joined us, and he says Motor Girl was wonderful. Catching up on Giant Days, our expanding universe graphic novel from Alex Robinson, and finally got to the Ennis and Dylan Hellblazer.
And that was something we read a little Hellblazer, JT, which was not exactly catching up, but it's something that you've loved for a long time.
Yeah.
that you
and it was the week that I was away.
Yeah,
we loved it though. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
And I will second him on Motor Girl. That is actually another book that was sitting on my shelf that I never got to, and I read, and it was pretty fun. It was a lot of fun.
I still haven't read it, but my wife did.
Anthony Drago, if you like Terry Moore, which I assume you do and should, his recent one just came out called Ever, and he's working on a new one called Serial, and it's about the little girl from Rachel Rising, one of my favorite horror series of all time. Just so you know. All right.
Anyone else want to go? Does mine beat everyone's and that's over?
I got a few. Well, we'll see. We'll see if this will hold a candle. But I have a few actually. I've got. I have really been enjoying Dreaming, The Waking Hours.
Yep.
I love Sandman. Well, as you guys know, Lucifer I love as well. but it all started with Sandman, and he's in the Dreaming, and they've been publishing things for a little while that are in that universe, and this is the first one that I have been just like really excited for, really like in that world again. Like it feels like back in kind of at the level of Sandman and that kind of thing as far as participation in that kind of universe. It's G. Willow Wilson. I forget who the artist is. I am actually a couple issues behind right now, but I've been loving it. I would also say Wonder Woman Dead Earth, which I know all
you son of a bitch!
Yes,
that was my that was like
And let me take another one from somebody. We Live.
Oh, you motherfucker.
hold on.
He's off the show.
Those were two of my 3 honorable mentions, and I feel like the third one that no one's mentioned yet might like swoop in now.
Undiscovered Country.
Son of a
No, that wasn't it. Yeah, no.
Whoa. Was it Decor? No, that was it.
It's not over. No, not yet.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I'll let everyone answer first before I say.
Okay.
Alienated.
Huh?
No, oh, no, that was so good though.
Yeah, another James Tynion joint.
No,
No,
Cy Spurrier.
that's what I meant. Cy Spurrier, another Cy Spurrier joint. They get my guy who's writing Hellblazer right now. But yeah, I was gonna fucking say Wonder Woman Dead Earth, you son of a biscuit.
Well, say it.
Oh, Wonder Woman Dead Earth.
I like how you did say fuck, but you didn't say bitch. I was gonna fucking say Dead Earth, you son of a biscuit.
I'm not a misogynist.
Right. But
You cocksucker.
Dead Earth was your
Dead Earth was mine. Dead Earth was definitely mine.
Wonderful.
But since it was fucking stolen,
yes.
I'm gonna go
And that would
Alienated.
not be your favorite too.
Alienated is a book that everyone should read.
Yeah, Alienated was great from Cy Spurrier and an artist whose name I don't recall, but was wonderful.
Wild Goose. Chris Wild Goose.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
He sent us on a case.
it's probably a pen name. No, I'm thinking about it.
Mars says, I loved Undone by Blood. And Stealth, of course. How did I not say Stealth?
Stealth was great.
Those are my top 2 picks. Also liked Wonder Woman Dead Earth and Death Metal from DC. From Marvel, I'm reading all the X books, but really I'm liking Marauders. Marauders is the best of the new Hickman X books.
There were a couple of books that were on my list, and Marauders was one of them that didn't come out in 2020. Once I looked back, I was like, oh, yes, we reviewed those earlier.
You got to look back, right?
Yeah. No, Marauders did come out in 2020. Yeah.
I mean, it's still like ongoings.
Yeah, it's still going.
In 2020, as long as
I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. His entry is totally legit. It was just the stuff that we reviewed him that I was thinking about. I was like, oh, actually, that's a little early. But, Dark Knight's Death Metal, I'll agree with him on. Also because it was the biggest surprise, right? And we were like, oh, sweet, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the opportunity to later. I mean, like reading the most current issues of Death Metal. It's good. It's very good. I don't know if its finishes are strong, but it's like definitely really, really cool.
Sure. And next week we should be reviewing that. Yeah,
I've already read Death Metal 7. I've read the Generations Shattered, and I've read a couple of the Future State books already.
I'm very excited to talk about of all the Future State books that have had the opportunity to read so far. I'm very excited to talk about next Batman.
Yeah, sweet.
We're definitely going to talk about that.
You stole We Live from me, Lee, but I will throw my support also behind Far Sector, because I love the fuck out of Far Sector. Yeah. Can't wait for that to be collected. And you know me, that's how I judge these books. Am I waiting for these books to be collected? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I will show some love for that. Another book that came out right at the end of the year, but I absolutely loved it, and I can't believe I did. That was the other history of the DC universe.
That was my other one.
That was so good. That's probably one of the best issues of the whole year.
Yeah. That was my other one. Like I've got my notes here. Honorable mentions are the other history of the DC universe, We Live, and Wonder Woman Dead Earth.
Nice.
Yeah. That shit is
we're
like
on the same page.
I can't believe that I am sitting on pins and needles waiting for a book where the 2 feature characters Bumblebee and Mal Duncan, but I can't wait for issue 2 of the other side of the universe. And then the other book that I was going to throw some love to, and maybe this is a little bit of recency bias, but I gotta give it up to how much I really have enjoyed it, especially since you sold We Live. And that is Rorschach.
Yeah.
I love a cool detective book, man, and I have enjoyed reading this like monthly Law and Order comic book, like crazy, man. I've really enjoyed it.
It is a shock how much that book is like a procedural, and I don't think any of us were really expecting that. It's a slow burn procedural. It's just about the detective uncovering clues slowly, and I could totally see that like shunning some readers. Like, I thought this was a Watchmen sequel.
Yeah,
like,
it's not that much about Rorschach as you would expect.
No,
right.
It's a titular character.
Right.
Yeah.
Could I give an honorable mention to Hydra?
I think. Hydra was real cool. Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
Oh, I just, on that Tom King tip, man, we did book club last night. I don't know if anyone knows, but every other Tuesday night is book club. We do a Zoom meeting. And then the alternating Tuesdays are movie club. And last night was Vision by Tom King. Oh. And goddamn, if that's not one of the best Marvel books that have been put out in the past couple of years, unbelievable. It's right. I mean, that and Mr. Miracle. You know how much I hated Tom King's run on Batman. I am eating my words. Oh, and Heroes in Crisis. God. But
also, like,
Vision and Mr. Miracle are just awesome.
Do you want to go into our favorite creators this year? Is that still yours? Is it one of an honorable mention of?
Tom King is my favorite creator of the year because of Mr. Miracle, The Vision, and Strange Adventures, and
Batman, Catwoman, and Rorschach.
Yeah. That was really good.
The Vision and Miracle, like they were 2000 what? Like
I think Mr. Miracle ended in 2019, but it's like it was parlayed into. So he seems to be the dude that just does Black Label books at DC now, and I'm not mad about that. Like currently in 2020, it's Rorschach, Batcat, and Strange Adventures.
Batcat was really good. The first two. I don't know if the second one has come out, but I mean, Rorschach is good too. But I really enjoyed that when we reviewed it.
So I agree with JD, but I disagree with his Batman run being fruitless. The last 10 issues were pretty great.
Cool.
75.
The first 50 and the last 10, there was like a chunk of dumb right there during Nightmares that I didn't like at all.
Okay.
Is this so? Are we breaking down?
Crisis was terrible. But no, creators, I've got a tie. One artist and one writer.
Okay.
Who do you want first?
Writer.
It's clearly Donny Cates. I don't know. Dude, this cat is just it's he has this way of taking the simplest of things but making them kind of like imbuing them with a fresh type of nostalgia that's not edgelordy, but it's also not only nostalgia. Like it's like a lot of his story points and tropes are very earnest, but they also rely on familiarity, but like a comfortable familiarity. And it's always enjoyable to read. It's not always high art, but it's always fun. Yeah. Like I've never thought that one of my favorite books would be Venom. I give a shit about Venom. I don't care. I still don't, but I love this book. And then my artist is Dan Mora. Where have you been my whole life? Dude,
right? And he's everywhere now.
I discovered him at the end of last year. I think it was when we read for book club, when we read Klaus.
Yeah.
Like, where the hell has this guy been?
And he's just,
he has like $2 a month. He's a fucking machine, and it's always
like 19
beautiful
covers.
I one of the reasons why I even bothered like pulling the trigger on Power Rangers is because he does a bunch of stuff for Power Rangers and covers and fill-ins and stuff. He's everywhere, and he's always top notch. And I fucking love Dan Mora. He's enough to get me out of book now.
One of my favorite books is Once in Future, which is drawn by
yeah.
Dan Mora, written by Kieran Gillen.
So Donny Cates and Dan Mora made me happy about comic books this year.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Now
Brian,
I want Lance to go before me, just in case one of them is one that he would say.
Yeah.
Because it might be. So you go ahead.
Who's your favorite creators this year?
That's a good question. I would say my artist first, and I was actually trying to pull up his name. I know his name if you say him, and I can't say it. I can't pull his name for some reason right now, and I'm sorry, I didn't plan ahead.
That's okay.
No,
what did he draw?
What's the book?
He drew Batman Adventures. Not Batman. Batman Universe.
Nick Darrington.
Oh, Nick
God.
Darrington.
Nick Darrington.
Yeah, Nick Darrington. Yes.
Yeah, boy.
Like all I have to do is see his name on it. I'm like, okay, that's it. And I can't even like Batman Universe is waiting for me to read. Like I loved everything he did. So he is definitely my artist.
He's still good. And he does the next Batman, the new book.
Really? Yeah.
Right. I saw that. I would say a close second to him though would be Yvonne Reese, as I like to call him.
Yvonne, yeah.
Just because every time I see his art, I'm like, damn, you're good. You piss me off, man. So I just love everything he does. And then this is going to be a huge shock for if I had to choose a writer. And it's because I don't know a whole lot of the writers, and some of them I'm not 100% familiar with. And I was going to say Jonathan Hickman because Jonathan Hickman, at least every time I read him, he's giving me something different. He's always trying something different.
Undiscovered Country?
Right. Undiscovered Country.
Oh, you're right. He did Decorum. Sorry.
Yes, Decorum, right. X-Men.
Which I didn't like, but I can see him trying to do something different. But sometimes I think he gets lost in the whole stuff.
I agree.
So then I said, well, okay, well, who's writing that on a whole that I really find myself really enjoying? And in spite of myself, I have to agree with JD. It's Tom King. Because I did not like his Batman run. I like some parts of it. And because I'm a big Batman Catwoman guy, so I enjoy that whole, and I think what really pissed me off was just they didn't get married. It's like, dude, come on, man. Like you worked me up and then you just like,
I did so well.
Release. No, it did. But
yes, it did. You can't to a cat. It only follow you.
It only ends well if you, as I believe he wants you to, lump in Batman Catwoman to it.
And good point.
I agree.
What that book says about their overall relationship. And I have to champion that because that was fantastic. Then putting that together with what he did with Rorschach, what he did with Strange Adventures, I've got to say that he's a motherfucking beast.
Yeah. You know what? I forgot to say this earlier when you had mentioned that Far Sector was one of your favorite books this year. I agree with you, and I agree with you more so too because I love being wrong about a book. And the first two issues of Far Sector rubbed me the wrong way. They felt like info dumps, and I was begrudgingly kind of going through because Jamal Campbell's art was so wonderful to me. Now, I mean, 5 issues in, I was like, oh, I was so fucking wrong. This is amazing. And now it's one of my favorite things that I read. So it's almost more special to me when I'm proven wrong. And I love it. I love that book so much. And it's going to be something that I gift people.
Which book?
It's another book that I think is much of a info dump as I think I agree with you that the first 2 issues are, that I think read together.
Oh yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. And we've talked about like she was and is a novelist, and a lot of times when people are coming from writing novels, they tend to write in a certain way, and adjusting to comics, it gets a little less verbose as it goes on.
even the way that the story has transformed over the last 9 issues, though, like it started as like, oh, this thing with you turn off your emotions, great. Now it's fucking memes as a currency and shit popping off over here, over there. She goes inside the Matrix and all kinds of weird shit. The book is crazy weird, and I love it.
Now, I actually listed her as one of my favorite writers, so I didn't put Far Sector as one of my favorite books, although I mean it could have been, but I didn't put it there, but I felt it was so well told, you know, by the time we've gotten to where we're at, that I do have her listed as one of my favorite writers.
N.K. Jemisin?
Yeah, N.K. Jemisin. Yeah.
About to say, give her her name. Put that out there.
Yes. I was about to say I don't know what NK stands for, but I guess that's enough. That's what she writes by.
That's her pen name. Fine. Yeah.
Len, was that all yours?
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Right. I had my other writer, household name, James Tinian IV. I have I really have.
I love and hate that's an inside joke now, and it's fine.
It is. Fine. But I'll tell you what, I forget, it might have been that pointed it out, but a few months ago, we're like, everything that James Tinian IV has written has been really good recently. And I mean, that might not literally be true since then, but pretty much every time I see his name on something, I'm like, ooh, this is good. Or I've already read it, and I look back, and I'm like, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough for me, the thing that I'm enjoying the very least is like his most popular stuff. Like Batman. I'm not enjoying Batman, but I literally even when he does fill-in issues of other titles, like he did some death metal stuff, it's great. Yeah. Fill-in issues of Justice League, it's great.
Like some stuff that you would
great. Yeah,
like his side stories in Multiverse. There was one or two that we were like, there's no reason to think this will be good. The one with Owlman, I think, was him, and we were like, this was
awesome. That interstitial of Owlman had more pathos than the actual main series.
Right.
And I like 6 pages.
He's great.
And I actually forgot to mention how good I felt as far as like books that I read this year. Something is killing the children was.
Yeah,
really good. Yeah. I haven't kept up with it, but what I read, I think was earlier.
I can trade over there to keep up with. There's I will say one of the after effects of COVID is that there are some series that I would rather read in trade now, but I don't want to give up single issues. So that was one of the titles that I'm transferring over to trade.
Fair enough.
Whereas other stuff is going to be issues. We'll see.
Look at JD.
He gets his shop gets it all in the end. It's fine. Like I pre-order. Don't look at me.
It's true.
I'm a pre-orderer. He's got me down for like 2 Omnis in the next 2 months.
I still wish I could read that thought bubble that was coming out of his head.
He was just like, "Motherfucker, you are."
I'm also a little drunk.
Yeah, me too. Update. So am I.
Update. I'm drunk.
That's why I'm about to go get some more bread, man. I gotta.
Soak it up.
He's not moved to Jack Daniels. I've switched from Jack Daniels and ginger ale to
the captain.
The captain and ginger ale.
Do you want something lighter? You should have just come and grabbed a beer or something.
I didn't think. I wish I had some food.
I like how Len's like, I'm not gonna go with water. I'm just gonna go with carbs. Just give me bread.
There we go. He's got that. For those of you listening at home or wherever you are, he's got
big fan of naan.
JD, which one's better, the Jack or the captain?
Oh, you know what? Hold on.
All right, I'll hold on.
Taste test.
I'll tell you.
Please do.
Jack Daniel's my go-to. Jack Daniel's my go-to, but I'm digging the captain. It's pretty good. It's a little sweeter. Yes. I know him from work. I don't care what anyone says. I think Randy hates the Thor movie, that Ragnarok, but fuck if that isn't one of the best Marvel movies. I have such a good time with that movie.
Oh my God, no.
Point where, like in the comics, you can have things that are a little different from the main superhero style, and I love Ragnarok.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, now, so I'm glad that I did let Len go first, because as you might be able to see from my washed out all white phone screen, I did have Nick Darrington on my list. as one of the artists. Oh, he's so good. He's so good. And Batman Universe, and then he did that Batman Superman run. And you guys got me this year for my birthday a Flash omnibus with a cover by him. That was one of the great things about that gift.
What did I get? What did we get for Noel for his birthday?
Well, we had some thoughts, and we are still. Oh no, you haven't gotten it yet because we have neither paid for nor ordered it. But it's.
I got him the Authority omnibus.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Well, maybe Len and I will just do. We got some.
We know
Just make sure to order it from me.
Well, I don't know that you sell this kind of thing, JD. Here's the thing.
It is in these sex toys, totally.
Now my other two were, and this I thought Lynn might have also, the Inaki Miranda, Who Does We Live, which is, I mean, it's only that one book, but that is a lot of why I like that book. You know, the art is amazing, and the guy that does take him, Mike Huddleston.
So Inaki Miranda did the art in one of the short stories in The Last 52, which is the death metal anthology that came out today.
I haven't read that yet.
It's pretty good. The art's great, but the story's only pretty good. But it's only the second time I've seen their name. I couldn't tell you. I think it's a male because We Live is brothers.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Like artist and
okay.
I think.
I don't know.
There's in the back of the issue. There's pictures of them, and I think it's two.
I haven't looked at those pictures.
Yeah. So I don't go back past the last.
There's a certain point in a comic where I simply stop. No.
I set it on fire afterwards, and I crushed my tablet.
It's a very expensive habit.
I break the tablet over my knee because when the story is over, so is my.
Yes.
Look at this. So if everyone gave their favorite books, I think it's time for the
did JD give his
holiday.
Did we get JD's favorite creators?
I don't think
he did creators. He said Tom King and Donny Cates.
Oh, he did. Now,
did we get an artist from JD? He doesn't care for art.
He didn't give an artist. Yeah. He doesn't believe in art. Actually, I think it's his least favorite thing.
He does,
well, we were talking about favorite creators, so he said his favorite creator overall, Tom King. But I'm surprised.
Mm-hmm.
And I was waiting for this segment to be over because I didn't want to jump the gun.
Good.
I'm trying to vamp a little bit for JD to come back because my surprise extends to you, Care Bear Noel. And JD was drunk and also full. So
did you wash your hands?
Oh, I'm back. I was peeing.
Well, we know.
What were you surprised?
So wait a minute. So I don't see it in the comment section, but I saw in the Facebook that Todd Engel, a longtime friend of the show, says worst is so easy. X of Swords. Best is harder. Maybe Spider-Man Hunted. I would have said Three Jokers, but the end was kind of meh for me. And Adam Strange is still in progress, so I can't make a call just yet.
Okay.
And I thought he was saying that the worst was House of X, and that hurt me. But I'm drunk and I misread it.
I didn't. I only read the big issues of X of Swords, and it was fine. It was just fine.
Yeah. I love Three Jokers a lot.
Me too. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Okay? So I did my favorite writer is Donny Cates.
Favorite artist.
Oh, my favorite artist.
Yeah.
I like Nick Darrington. I like Dan Mora. I'm going to go Jorge Jimenez. Was a huge surprise for me this year. He just came out. Like, I know he was doing some Justice League stuff, but boy, next tier work on his Batman run with James Tynion IV, household name. And Jorge Jimenez is just killing it. I think some of his character designs are a little overwrought. But
your local dentist, James Tynion IV.
Man around town.
Your fresh grocer, James Tynion IV. Your local apothecary, James Tynion IV.
Robert Jean says, got to crash early, but I always enjoy listening to you guys. Happy holidays and a happy new year of pop culture talk. Thank you so much, Robert.
Hang on a second here, Robert King Flecchio. I implore you, wait for the next segment.
Oh, no.
Yes. Noel, would you like to cue us in here and this segue into the next segment?
What is it?
Good.
Do it.
Wait, hold on. Len had a question for me.
Oh, Len had a question.
I don't want to give that anymore.
What was the question?
Oh, got it.
No, I was just going to say I was surprised, and maybe actually this book came out in 2019, so I'm wrong. But I'm surprised neither you or JD mentioned in favorite books that you've read this year the book that you guys forced upon me on my birthday.
Oh yeah,
the history of the Marvel Universe.
It was fine.
It's always nearby.
Yeah, the book guest appearance on the show for about 2 months.
You know the way that Hal Jordan, some writers will write that Hal Jordan has sort of a little pocket universe that he can put his Green Lantern into.
I can pull this from anywhere at any time.
That's the same place that Noel keeps his copy of that book.
This is so just so you know, Len, it did come out in 2019 because this would have been my favorite of the year because this is the goddamn masterpiece.
When did the collected edition come out?
2020. Shit.
You really like the way it's collected, right?
Mark Waid and Javier Rodriguez with Alvaro Lopez. This is the definitive history of the Marvel Universe, told in graphic and literal style. With
it's very graphic. A lot of penetration shown.
Yeah, that was some of my favorite parts.
It's quite graphic. Yeah, this is a great book. Treasury edition.
It's the way we found out that not only does Galactus eat a planet, he'll fuck it.
He'll do it. Yeah.
This is a normal trade. This is this one.
That's bigger.
Look at that. This is amazing. Yeah.
That's bigger.
It's a treasure.
It's a treasure.
I can't tell if this is fun for anyone else, but I feel like I should always do this podcast drunk. This is wonderful.
Yeah, they're drinking too, right? Everyone in the audience who is of legal age in your locality.
Oh, shit.
Len,
what was your thing? Is that over?
Yeah, that was
thing over, Len.
Okay. Are you fucking done talking, you piece of shit? Let's move on.
So, first of all, Christopher St. Johnson Goodnight does say Daniel Warren Johnson for the win as creator of the year. I completely agree with that. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's so good.
Also, so the next segment of the show,
if he wasn't on your list.
I had Dead Earth on there. I needed to spread the love around. There's a lot of shit I read this year. Thank you very much. Anyway.
Oh, thank you, Moise.
So the next segment of the show is a shit show. Will be.
If you thought this was something.
Here it is.
So we are going to recite to you the 12 Days of Non-Denominational Winter Holiday Celebration, which is an original song fashioned after the 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah.
But geek related. So what we did is we each took 3 of the 12 days and we wrote them and didn't necessarily share them with each other.
Yeah, I don't know what anyone else's are.
Yeah, no.
So we're going to attempt to give the 12 days, but we're going to only do our part and the next person does their part. And then as we scroll down, as you do, we will jump back in and say our part. Okay.
Excellent.
Well, I was given the rules for your fool's benefits.
Yeah. That was some sausage making.
that was not some sausage. This, ladies and gentlemen, as they say, is a peek behind the sausage.
I love it when you mix those metaphors.
Thank you.
I gotta pull the screen into this monitor so I can actually look and stare. So are we ready for this?
Here we go.
Who starts?
Noel's first.
Okay. I am 1 to 3. Okay. I'm gonna do my best to sing it, but not really sing it.
Are we saying Geekmas or Christmas?
No.
No. 12 days
non-denominational holiday celebration.
Do you not have that written down?
Someone type it out for me.
Oh, fuck you. It's in the notes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Like you're looking.
It's nice to know it's
there. I
there.
don't remember how to read.
Oh, here we are. I found it. Okay, go. We got to do this quickly. This only had so much. What's the word?
Well, you can't keep talking before it. We have to do it now. The thing that I'm doing now, we can't do.
All right, go.
On the first day of non-denominational winter holiday celebration, my true love gave to me a spinner rack filled with rare keys.
Oh.
On the second day of non-denominational winter holiday celebration, my true love gave to me 2 CG slabs and a spinner rack filled with rare keys. On the third day of non-denominational winter holiday celebration, my true love gave to me 3 long boxes, 2 CG slabs, and a spinner rack filled with rare keys. JD's next.
On the 12th day, wait, on the what? On the 4th day of non-denominational winter holiday celebration, my true love gave to me.
The four one.
4 flipping birds.
3 long boxes, 2 CG slabs, and a spinner rack filled with rare keys.
On the 5th day of non-denominational winter holiday celebration, my true love gave to me 5 Grogu hugs. 4 flipping birds.
3 long boxes, 2 CG slabs, and a spinner rack filled with rare keys.
On the 6th day of non-denominational winter holiday celebration, my true love gave to me 6 Snyder's versing, 5 Grogu hugs, 4 flipping birds.
3 long boxes, 2 CG slabs, and a spinner rack filled with rare keys.
Okay.
On the 7th day of non-denominational winter celebration, the holiday.
Perfection.
Nailed it.
My true love gave to me 7 saying
6 Snyder's versing, 5 Grogu hugs, 4 flipping birds.
3 long boxes, 2 CG slabs, and a spinner rack filled with rare keys.
On the 8th day of non-denominational winter celebration, hallelujah. My true love gave to me 8 mangas backwards, 7 saying,
6 Snyder's versing, 5 Grogu hugs, 4 flipping birds.
3 long boxes, 2 CG slabs, and a spinner rack filled
Full
with
of
rare
rare
keys.
keys.
On
The 9th day of
Wait, I forgot about the number 9. Go ahead. No,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
I think we waited till later when we were drunk.
For sure.
where was I? On the 9th day of non-denominational winter holiday celebration festival, hallelujah. Cornucopia, my true love gave to me 9 Donald's ducking, 8 mangas backwards, 7 saying
6 Snyder's versing, 5 Grogu hugs, 4 flipping birds.
3 long boxes, 2 CG slabs, and a spinner rack filled with rare keys.
On the 10th day of non-denominational winter holiday celebration, my true love gave to me 10 tenants of doctoring.
9 Donald's ducking, 8 mangas backwards, 7 saying
6 Snyder's versing, 5 Grogu hugs, 4 flipping birds.
3 long boxes, 2 CG slabs, and a spinner rack filled with rare keys.
On the 11th day of non-denominational winter holiday celebration, my true love gave to me 11 speedsters flashing, 10 tenants of doctoring.
9 Donald's ducking, 8 mangas backwards, 7 saying
6 Snyder's versing, 5 Grogu hugs, 4 flipping birds.
3 long boxes, 2 CG slabs, and a spinner rack filled with rare
keys.
On the 12th day of non-denominational winter holiday celebration, my true love gave to me 12 levels of intellect, 11 speakers flashing, 10 tenants of doctoring.
9 Donald's ducking, 8 mangas backwards, 7 saying
6 Snyder's versing, 5 Grogu hugs, 4 flipping birds.
3 long boxes, 2 CG slabs, and a spinner rack filled with rare keys.
Yay!
We did it!
Hey,
Holy
wonderful.
shit, we did it!
Oh,
You guys think we're up.
I hope that was annoying for you guys out there in the world as it was fun for us to do.
I don't want to know what my wife thinks right now in the other room.
Oh, she could only hear your part over and over.
Exactly. I don't want to know what she thinks.
Here's the thing. It was only annoying for the first 3 parts. But when,
Thank you. Thank you.
But when Gary Lee comes in,
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you.
Oh,
And
first of
thank
all-
you for the responses to my tweets.
12 levels of intellect.
Oh, thank you.
That was solid. That was
Cool.
a really good call.
Cool.
I like speedsters flashing too.
You like that? Oh, I'm glad you guys appreciate it. I put some thought in.
That turned out better than I thought it would. And
I
really appreciate
almost
people.
did 6 comics gating, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do that because people are gonna think I'm pro comics gate. Fuck that.
6 sad boys crying.
Oh, I was gonna say sad boys crying. Damn it! I was gonna send that. That's an inside joke, though. Thank you, Mars Comics and Robert. Thank you for the clapping.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you're glad you stuck around, Robert Jean Palacio.
I think it was worth every minute.
It was for the tenets of doctoring that I wanted him to stay here.
I'd say he's a big Doctor Who fan.
Big Doctor Who fan. Big
Nice.
Doctor Who fan. Yeah.
Oh,
And I had to get in with right? I love that in the original where they're like the verb with in front of it. It's such a fun old-timey way.
Was it Brian? Was it you that suggested doing that? It was a very good idea.
That was a great idea.
Oh, thanks, guys. I don't remember, but thank you anyway.
I feel like it was.
I feel like it was my idea, but that's cool.
It could have been JD's. JD's, yeah.
I thought it was my idea.
First of all,
It might have been.
regardless of whose idea it was, Brian, thanks for bringing it home. Bring it home.
You're now witnessing the devolution of the podcast. We're all going to be enemies now.
Yeah,
Our last show.
This is it. This is the end of it. We went out on this note.
Yeah.
And that is Tamara Galion. She is my girlfriend who says great singing. Yes. She got me
Hi,
this song in this
Tamara.
shirt that I have on.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, is she in the room with you?
No, Tamara is. I don't know why I pronounced it Tamara. Probably because of what's in the mug. But that she got me. But no, she's in her own room.
Hi, Tamara. Wait, is it Tamara or Tamara?
It's Tamara Galion.
Tamara.
Yes.
Tamara,
Yes.
Gary.
Hi, tomorrow.
We have heard many wonderful things about Tamara. Although he does not say her name out loud very often, which is why I didn't know how to pronounce it.
I usually say my girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's
Who
true.
has no identity other than my girlfriend.
Yeah,
That's how he says every sentence.
she didn't exist before. Now she exists. Now it's a whole thing.
I mean, that's everybody, though, right?
That's true.
Unless you meet them, they don't exist. It's like Schrodinger's cat. Like, if they're not in my purview, are you a person?
I want to make sure that he doesn't get in trouble. We are kidding.
Yes, of course. No, because she is, of course, aware.
Right.
I assume. Let's text her real quick.
Let's
We'll wait.
just do a quick check-in with Tamara. Biggest geek entertainment Twitter topic of the year.
What?
Entertainment. Yeah, let's switch to entertainment.
Where the fuck are we? What's next?
We're at the entertainment topic, non-comics, because we are entertained by comics as well.
Oh, she said hello.
The biggest
Hey.
news.
Said hello. Oh, and a thumbs up. She said hello to all of us.
Nice.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up? How you doing?
You're
This is
How
Len.
you doing?
hey, no, but hey, hold on. Make his screen big. Just say hello. Say hello, Len.
Hold on.
No, Len's.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry.
She sees that face all the time, dude.
Hey, Tamara, how you doing, baby? What's up?
Oh, shit.
One love. You and B. That's what. You, B, and me. What's up?
Oh, it's going to be that type of party. I'm going to stick my dick in the mashed potatoes.
That's every kind of party for you, JD, to be fair.
Every party, whether or not it comes with mashed potatoes, I'm sticking my dick in them.
Hey, you bring your own.
If you ever
It was nice.
he goes to all restaurants with his own mashed potatoes.
Yeah. Just so I can begin the dickening.
Yeah, he orders a bunch of mashed potatoes to eat from them, but he's got his dick in the mashed potatoes that he brings from home.
That's right. And usually in a baggie.
Yeah.
Opening-
We don't know.
Opening a new drink. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to a condom full of mashed potatoes.
Wonderful. It's a condom? Oh my god.
That is
Oh, all right, shit. So
I was actually going to open my other bottle, but I received a text asking me to save that. So
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's fine. All
I mean,
right.
you can't
Big
go to the
Sneak
store.
Entertainment.
Do you have
All right.
enough left in the previous bottle?
I'm going to throw it to Noel.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask what your favorite entertainment. Oh, Mars Comic says he totally agrees with Christopher Goodnight. With what though?
From everything.
His biggest thing was it's just all the stuff.
He
The
said
ending
totally.
to Mandalorian. So Christopher Goodnight says his biggest thing of the year in pop culture that's not comic books is the ending to Mandalorian, which we're not going to spoil here because there are people who haven't seen the Mandalorian. I assume we're not going to spoil it. We promise. But
You know what? Can we talk about it for 2 seconds though, without spoiling it?
well, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I won't spoil it.
It's a great ending. It's a fun ending.
loved
The ending.
It's fan servicey. I loved it, but I also will hate it if they continue it. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to us because we've seen it. We know what you're talking about.
Yes.
I like
non-spoiler.
it as a mic drop,
Yeah.
but tell new stories.
I don't think they will. I think this is a way of getting off of the member berries scene of that world, that end of the Star Wars universe, so that they can now go into
which I would love. But if we're getting like a spin-off show or a fucking this and that, stop it. I want these new stories. I want these new characters. It in hindsight, it smelt like Rise of the Skywalker, where they took all the good ideas and they disregarded them from Last Jedi. Like, oh, we don't talk about that anymore. Like, come on, guys. Yes, and the stories. Don't just keep going back to like the 3 things you know.
Yeah, I agree.
So like, I loved it in the moment, but I hope it doesn't. I hope it's not a precursor for literally everything Star Wars we're going to see now.
Yes, I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, sure.
Action Figure Expert has joined us. Hey, buddy. He says, hello, hello, hello. What's up? What's going on? How are you guys doing? I'll tell you, Action Figure Expert, since you asked me man to man.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, actually, we have no idea what Action Figure Expert's
That's
gender
true.
is.
I know that Action Figure Expert has a Sinestro profile pic.
That's true.
So I'm talking to Sinestro.
Man to man.
Man to man. I'm drunk.
I'm about to say, JD, you are talking to the man in the mirror, dog. You are going, bro.
That's a good euphemism for being drunk. I like that.
Okay. So I can answer the question that this segment is supposed to set up.
I forgot what's the question.
The biggest news and entertainment for me this
go
year.
on. It's The Mandalorian. Tell me.
No, that was his favorite thing of a period of time. Probably the last year.
I'm
not
out
sure.
of juice.
You're out of it.
So that
what will you do now? No, there's a little bit left.
It's just alcohol, baby. It's just straight
No.
rock.
Yeah.
So I will.
Man, that's right, dog. That's right, dog. That's how we do.
Wait, hold on. There's water behind you. You can actually just dilute Jack Daniels with some water.
Shut up, no.
Why don't you mix Jack Daniels and Captain
Yeah, like water and whiskey. People do it all the time.
Shut up, no.
There we go.
Wait, also, don't you have a cooler of soda in the front of the store?
Oh, he sells things at his shop.
No, I know more
things.
about his shop than he does. What's happening
I think
right
he has Twizzlers, so you could drink it through a
I don't
Twizzler
want
straw.
him putting it with nothing. I want to see the pure, undiluted.
No.
There you go.
Fuck, though.
There we go. That's
Now,
right.
during
He's
this
a
week,
7 and
Glenn
7 pack.
Kamara said, "Doing great, Len." There you go.
I own a comic book store, you guys, with a snack bar. I have a Sprite. It's cold and crispy.
Ooh,
Make
is
sure
it?
that
Should
you
it not
fill the jar.
I
What
don't
are you
know
going
if
to put in
Sprite
there?
will
Is
go
that
well
Jack or
with,
Captain or both? What's happening?
what goes better with Sprite?
Both. Two things.
Okay,
There we go. This is happening right now.
I'm sorry. No, go
Sam
ahead.
just-
I apologize.
I was going to say, Sam just texted me and said, "Stop being a jerk."
Sam
To
said
who?
that. Well, she can't hear our parts of the conversation, so
No.
she would you're not.
I was yelling at JD to go get a soda.
That's true. That was
That was
pretty.
very jerky.
That was jerky.
I love you.
Tell
love you guys.
Sam. Tell Sam I said thank you.
Oh, now she's laughing at me. She doesn't respect me in my own home.
She does not, or anywhere else.
Anyway, okay, so
Or anywhere else.
hey, I married a very consistent woman.
Geographical consistency is what you were looking for.
Yeah, consistency. You either respect me at all times or you disrespect me at all times.
Oh,
Nothing in
Action
between.
Figure Expert says, "Oh man, I thought this was next week.
It's this week.
It is. It's now.
Time is a flat circle.
Yeah.
Well said.
Read John Hickman's Red Wing.
My favorite entertainment news that happened this year, which is also
is that what it is?
Well, just entertainment. Look like big entertainment stuff, right?
It was news when it happened. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing news. Okay. All right.
Well, yeah, like a geek entertainment news. So it's also kind of what I'm looking forward to next year. It's like anyway.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm catching up here. Are we talking about stuff for next year already?
No. We've got the.
No, we're just doing like entertainment announcements, entertainment news, like
from 2020.
Stuff. Yeah. Like things that happen. Yeah. Which are announcements for things that will happen in the future. Yeah. You got a good point, Noel.
So you know what? Things were announced this year that I'll talk about in 2021. Go ahead and someone else go. I'll come up with the rest.
Let's see.
I mean, what I'm talking about. I'm going.
Yeah.
Listen, this is not. You gave up your spot.
Wait, we didn't talk about what we're excited for comics in 2021. That's what I was
wait a minute. Hold on. Everyone shut the fuck up. I thought we were in the part right now. I thought we were talking about our favorite non-comics thing of 2020.
Sure. Okay. Too. And then we're doing a look ahead. Got it.
Yeah, because that's why Christopher Goodnight said Mandalorian.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
That's what I thought we were going.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
here we go.
Cut. Take two. We'll start over. We're going to do this all again.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Johnny Destructo. Len, go ahead.
We got to start drinking again?
Yeah.
Again.
Did anyone else stop?
Hell no, dog. I got to be going into my dick. What? We have.
Wait, how are you drinking it?
Don't ask
Mars.
Oh, yes. Mars Comics says, what a jerk. Go get a soda indeed.
And then he told me I was correct. Although, quick side note, I just gave him a thumbs up and then an okie dokie, but now I can't do this anymore, right? Because this means like fucking white supremacy shit, doesn't it?
You know, hey man, there's a strong case to be made for not letting symbology be taken over. You know, I don't know.
There's also a strong case to be made if anyone can be confused by it, don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
That's good. Right, so that's a good case too.
And that, right?
Yeah.
This now means okie dokie.
Yeah.
And there we go. Done.
No confusion.
I don't think finger guns are so cheesy. I don't think anyone's going to be upset with those. Like,
I like to do an ear wag at people. I wag my ears at them.
I like to do this like I've got a fleece.
Yeah. That's your thing.
Yeah. Len, did you want to say something?
I like to grab my testicle skin and stretch it out like bubble gum.
That's true. It's written down from airplanes like that.
Like a bat wing.
Tyler Reynolds says, no, this is a dumb internet meme. Just do it because it is okay and will always be okay. Okay.
Still going to do that.
Okie dokie.
That's cool.
Artichoke. All right. Who's up? Len, what's your favorite thing that's not comics this year?
Yes.
Thank you. Anyway.
Anyway, guys.
It's two things, and this is not news related. These are two things that I watched this year that I think were monumental pieces of media that the world embraced. And if you didn't embrace it, there's still time to embrace it. They both were on HBO, and it was The Watchmen and Lovecraft Country. Both of them back to back were just mesmerizing, fantastic pieces of fiction that, yes, would, if you are not steeped in Black culture, are there some nuances of it that may slide by you? Sure, but that's an opportunity for you to learn and to grasp onto something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Keanu knows. But that
knows.
With even without that, they were exercises in fantastic storytelling, genre writing, special effects, acting. They were just top notch pieces of work. And as much as I love Lovecraft Country, Watchmen was bananas good. That would have been one of the most single best seasons of one. If they never do another season, and quiet is kept, I hope they never do.
I hope they.
What was that expression, Len? Quiet is kept. I don't know that one. That's cool.
I hope
he's been saying it every episode that you've been on.
Oh yeah, I always kind of like take my earphone out when I hear the word quiet.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, so Watchmen is the perfect example. Every time somebody fucking has a shit fit about sequelizing or remaking or taking something that's beloved and blah blah, always will point to Watchmen and be like, a good oh, thank you, she gave me more. I don't want.
What's it say?
Oh, hi, Sam.
A good story is a good story. If you're gonna tell one, do whatever the fuck you want with whatever property you want. Everyone is so precious about like their nostalgia member berries that they refuse to even be open to go for it. Do what you want. Like Watchmen is the perfect example of sequelizing something.
Did that come out in 2020?
I think it ended in 2020.
Did it?
Right? Yeah, I think it ended at the beginning of this year. Okay.
I mean, you could totally still watch it. It's on HBO Max. Things are different now. But yeah. And it was really good. Like I can't knock that. Yeah.
And to Noel's point, it's a show that it's a sequel to a comic book that does not negate anything that happened in the comic book, yet still finds ways to comment on what happened on the comic book from a totally different perspective while still introducing you to a whole new universe. I mean,
it's a first, right? Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's ever been a cross-genre sequel. I mean, a cross-medium sequel in this way. You know, yeah, this is clearly a sequel to the comic, not the movie, like definitively. And Rorschach may be in that same universe, just to add another level to it.
He confirmed it is.
He did. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Tom King Rorschach miniseries that's going on right now is in the same reality as the HBO Watchmen sequel.
And it deepened like there was an element in it with Hooded Justice that was like, what his identity is, and the story behind that did not contradict a single thing in Watchmen, but that story was not in Watchmen. And it was awesome. Yeah.
I'm gonna mildly drunkenly retell a story of Damon Lindelof's in regards to adapting Watchmen or sequelizing Watchmen. So when they were doing it, they were incredibly coy about what the series would be. It was people thought it was going to be an adaptation. Some people thought it was going to be a sequel, and they always kept saying that this is just going to be like a remix, an homage, Just we're going to use the things about it, but do something different. And like with the full plan, he did approach Alan Moore, who is
that right?
Notoriously persnickety about everything that he owns and how it gets adapted anywhere else, or everything that he
wrote. I like to call him a curmudgeonly fuck.
A curmudgeon fuck. So the curmudgeon fuck that is Alan Moore, he did approach him, knowing that every other time in medium history that Alan Moore has ever been approached with anything of his that's being adapted, it comes back with, no, fuck off. I don't care. But he thought, and he loved the material so much, and he thought that he was paying so much reverence to his story with what they were doing that he was just like, I'm going to go for it anyway. This is one of the most important writers to me. I'm going to go for it anyway. He didn't get a great answer back. But he spun it into I've always considered Alan Moore and what he did for the medium as punk rock. So me in this moment now saying, fuck off, Alan Moore, is the most punk rock thing that I could think to do. And I'm making this fucking show that I want to make because I think it's what it should be.
Yeah.
What Alan Moore would have done.
That's what Alan Moore would have done.
Right. Like it was this really great essay that he wrote that it was pretty much, I'm honoring Alan Moore by saying I don't give a shit what he thinks.
Nice.
And I thought that was great. It made me love the show even more.
Cool.
Yeah. No, that was a wonderful show. It's one of my favorite television experiences of the year. It was such a lovely surprise, especially since they were saying it's a remix, blah, blah, blah. And I was never quite sure what it was going to be. So when I realized that it was a direct sequel to the movie, which then also kind of makes fun of the Zack Snyder adaptation of the film.
Yeah.
I just thought it was such a wonderful thing. And, going back to what Len was saying about Lovecraft Country and Watchmen and all of these other things that are happening right now in mainstream media, as the stupid white straight guy, the fact that we're getting all of these different points of view that we haven't had as high profile as we has up until now, it's just been lovely. Call me an SJW cuck or whatever, but I'm super into it. I love it. It's just some of my favorite things have been these things that I've experienced from a point of view that is not my own, finally, for the first fucking time. And it's just been lovely. I've just been really enjoying the shit out of it.
I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment wholly. Like, we've mentioned it a couple times, the book club that JD has with his shop.
Yeah.
I've never wanted to. I would never pick some of these things off the rack because they never historically appealed to me or even called out to me as a demographic. But now I'm just so steeped in these amazing stories about point of views that have nothing to do with my own experience, and I love them. And Lovecraft Country and Watchmen are just a part of that same kind of paradigm of all these cool things that we're getting to see now that are told by the creators that are like lived in these experiences, and it's just wonderful.
Except for it does trip me up a little bit that Lovecraft Country, the novel, was written by a white guy.
But not the show.
The show is a whole different experience. Yeah.
Is that show based on any particular existing work, or is it just kind of like in the world of those works? I haven't seen it yet. Was
Lovecraft
that?
Country?
Yeah, Lovecraft Country.
It's adapted from a book called Lovecraft Country, written by.
Oh, it is. I thought it was like H.P. Lovecraft, I assume, right? Or no?
No.
A different guy. Different guy. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Mars Comics said, "Why is it stupid to be straight and white? Everyone's awesome." It's not stupid to be straight and white.
It's not. No. I'm sorry. Let me fix that. It's not stupid to be straight and white. I myself am straight and white and stupid.
Right. Three. And
I am those three things. Not everyone who is straight and white is stupid. Right. I happen to be one of the few who are definitely straight and white and stupid.
I disagree, JT. You are so stupid. You don't know how smart you are.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
I will say too.
I don't understand what you just said.
Well, you wouldn't.
When you read, hang on, hold on. I'm gonna slightly double down on this like straight and white thing. When you read and watch as much media as we do, there is an unoriginality of storytelling that just kind of permeates all of it. So when there is an avenue or a perspective that's different that historically has not been kind of shared in modern pop culture or popular pop culture, it's refreshing. It's awesome. Yeah, make it. Tell me the story from the Black experience. Tell me the experience of a trans man or trans woman growing up. Tell me the experience of a female superhero from the perspective of a female filmmaker, because they have a lived experience that has not necessarily always been shared in popular culture. That's fucking exciting, and it's awesome. It's straight up
about that. TMNT. Right,
yeah.
You were saying there's a trans person
Perfect example.
writing it.
Perfect example. Yeah. So the new TMNT series is written.
Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is written and drawn. Well, she drew the first arc, but it's written and drawn by Sophie Campbell, who is a trans woman. And it took me I was just reading it, and it's really good. It's really good. It's like a relationship book. It's really good. And then it took me fucking 5 or 6 issues to realize, holy shit. This is a trans coming out allegory, because you have all these characters who have been turned into mutants, who are not living in the skin that they were born in, but feel differently now, and all of the emotional struggles that they're going through. And I was like, holy shit, this book has a whole new dimension, and it's so incredibly good as it is. I realized that I was enjoying it so much because I was finally reading something that's from a perspective that I don't have, and it was new to me. And that's
allegories for things that you don't experience would be
exactly
interesting and completely fresh if they're done well.
It's not heavy-handed. It's not in your face. It's literally just incredibly good storytelling from a perspective that I don't have. So it's fresh and it's new and it's incredibly good.
Yeah. I'm sorry. So I interrupted, I think.
When was that?
I went on a tirade. I apologize.
Wait, so other things. Len, did you have any more things? I got a thing that I was excited about this year. There was non-comics.
Well, one thing I just wanted to say, just on to build on this conversation that we just had real quick, and then I'll turn it over to you, Lee. Is in having all of these different perspectives being told and being embraced is one of the things that has been most championed now on this most recent episode, and Leave and Noah will probably agree with me, most recent episode of Star Trek Discovery, where I actually had it pointed out to me on the internet.
Oh, Noel must not. Noel has walked away, absenting himself from the
I'm
conversation.
only up to episode 10.
And we're on 11. 11 is the most recent.
Terra Firma was the last thing I saw.
This is not giving anything away. This is not giving anything away. It's
I was about to run.
that I didn't even notice until it was pointed out to me, because I was just enjoying the storytelling of it, that there were no white straight men on the show. It didn't even dawn on me that predominantly this show is populated by people of color and various,
well, there's straight people, there's white people, and there's men. Done all in one thing.
It's like ever since Pike left as a regular, there is no straight white male lead.
Wait, what?
Well, Saru, depending on how you look at Saru.
That's amazing.
The actor of Saru sure is a straight white man.
Even the alien,
in the show.
Right? But he's an alien.
We saw their race. It's basically one color.
Cats! I never even noticed.
Yeah, none of us noticed.
JG, you're just like me. I probably didn't even notice until maybe a couple of weeks ago when Kennedy turned me on to this thread on Twitter about a whole bunch of people like bitching about that, and I was like, I didn't even notice it, and I don't even want to. I bring that up only to say that's how I noticed it.
Yeah,
but it's like shit. I was just engrossed in the storytelling and the story.
Because they're just good
flows.
stories.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah, they're good characters. Oh my god! Listen,
it's what Star Trek has always been about.
Well, here's the thing. So anybody out there who's listening to my voice, if you've never liked Star Trek, I have never enjoyed Star Trek. It has never been my thing. I've liked Firefly. I've liked Star Wars up and down here and there. I wasn't a fan of the prequels, whatever. Who gives a shit? I've never been a fan of Star Trek. And it wasn't until Star Trek Discovery that I was like, holy shit, I'm a Trekkie now. I just love this version of Star Trek. And I really like that they're doing different things with the property. Like the cartoon is really cute and funny.
Oh, Lower Decks?
Yeah, Lower Decks is really
good time. Yeah.
But Star Trek Discovery, the only reason I started watching that show is because Michelle Yeoh was going to be on the show. And I said, holy shit, Michelle Yeoh, that's all you need to tell me to get me to watch something. So I started watching it and I was like, oh, all right. This is pretty fucking dope. And then a Michelle Yeoh thing happened and I went, well, I guess I'm done. I'm done with the show.
Right.
But you weren't done.
But then I wasn't done. It's so goddamn good.
Hey, first of all, wait. A couple weeks ago, you vague booked, and I'm like, motherfucker, this is about Star Trek, and I was right. And you lied to me.
I lied directly to your fucking face.
To my face.
He does that all the time, Noel, and you haven't
like a non-friend. But this has happened before, and you still stuck with the show. So shut up. Just keep watching. Everything will be okay.
Oh no, I love it. Oh, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm in.
Okay,
I'm
good.
fucking
So
in.
now you're in. Yeah.
Star Trek Discovery is just one of the best sci-fi shows I think I may have ever seen.
So good.
It's so good. The characterization is so much fun. The little thing, like there's these little nuggets of things that they've added to the mythos of Star Trek, and they're little personal character moments, like the little thing underneath the chair.
Yes. You haven't seen that part yet, no.
No, I
there's
haven't
a little
seen that. It's not a big deal.
There's a thing under a chair.
It's not a big deal, but it's a nice little character moment that I thought, wow, it breathes such life into this universe.
Or the thing with the tree, which may not have resonated that much with you, but they go back to that tree on Earth, and it's been there for a long time.
Oh yeah, that tree that's been there forever. Yeah. I love the little things that other Star Trek shows have never done. So like the conversation that Tilly and Saru are having about what Saru as a captain his call is going to be, what his name, what his like.
Yes. Oh, that's great.
I can't say hit it. That belongs to Pike, or like little things like that are humanistic moments that other Star Trek shows usually haven't had. Which I love. It's a modern sense of storytelling. So before we keep going on the comments, these keep changing them. Tyler Reynolds had mentioned that he doesn't like the new TMNT because of Sophie Campbell's writing. It is a little YA. I don't disagree with you, but this year I have read a little bit more YA things. And the writing style didn't deter me from letting the things kind of bubble up to the surface that were intended. So I still stick with the book. I think it's pretty wonderful.
Yeah.
And also real quick, and I'll let you continue. No, let's be honest. TMNT, whatever the fuck. The Turtles have always been first and foremost,
for kids,
marketed to younger people.
Yeah.
So it's not like she's not writing for
yes,
her.
and no, like,
the cartoon, which
the
is how
popular version of it, yes. But there are some people that long for that Eastman and Laird harsh, which they're getting in the last Ronin.
Yeah.
Which has been pretty good. We reviewed the first issue, and I wouldn't have read it otherwise. It was awesome.
The current title is pretty great, and honestly, I would suggest the first arc as a book club for us to do eventually.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it for
I think the first 5 issues is Reborn,
cool.
101 to 101 to 105 or something like that. It's just a relationship. It's just like a teens dealing with loss. It's such a good book. I can't suggest enough, and the art's great. Yeah,
here we go. One. Awesome.
Tyler Reynolds says the Orville is the best Star Trek has been.
The Orville is really good.
The Orville is really good. The Orville is really good.
First season and a half. Sorry.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Action figure expert, 100%. As it was coming out of my mouth, I realized that I am not a Trekkie just because I like one fucking Star Trek series.
Two.
It was two Star Trek
Actually,
series. 3.
You like Picard also.
Oh, I love Picard. Picard was great.
I welcome you in.
No, I've also watched the first 2 episodes of The Next Generation.
Well, those are not the best ones to watch, Shitty. You got to start with season 3.
And this is why he's not a Trekkie. This is not why he's not a Trekkie. Because
you'll know eventually.
I love that action figure expert called me the fuck out, though. He's like, you're not a Trekkie just because you watch one fucking series, you nerd.
No, what you are, too. You're a Trekker. That's what you are.
I'm a Trekker because I have always watched the movies and I've loved them, and I'll Wikipedia the rest, but I've never stuck with a television show. So I'm a fair weather Star Trek fan.
All right.
I did not know this. So R. Lunar says the Orville is made by many of the creators of The Next Generation.
It's not made by.
I know Battlestar Galactica was made by at least one, but a lot of them guest star on the Orville.
The Orville, it's made by what's his name?
Seth
MacFarlane is a bigger Trekkie than all of you fools put together.
Now hang on a second, though.
And he brought in some of the writers to help flesh it out. And I'm not knocking the Orville. The Orville is for what it is a very good show. It is, and it's a lot more than you think it is when you see it.
Especially if you get just past the part that I think Noel's seen.
The third episode.
Well, never mind that.
Sure.
Especially if you, it's a hard left to suspend your disbelief that Seth MacFarlane is a captain of a ship. So, so that's that too.
Sure.
But to his statement that it is the best Trek since TNG, I say no, sir. Yeah. Because as fantastic as the Discovery has been, it has still only been on what now 3.5 seasons, or a little
2.5.
2 and a little bit more than half.
What did we just say about Next Gen, though? You got to start with season 3. And
well, very good. But Picard has only had 1 season. Sure. Lower Decks has only had 1 season.
Sure.
And so until those 3 shows prove themselves, have their run, as good as TNG is, I will say, and a lot of true Trekkies will say, that the best Trek is DS9.
Yeah, no, I know. Look, I've been hearing this from Trekkies my whole life. I got it.
I mean, Lynn, I'll tell you what, it's a friendly argument among the greats, but I'd have to go TNG, but DS9 is phenomenal.
Can we go back really quick for can I give my 2 cents about the Orville for 2 seconds before we get?
All right, fine, go ahead.
I would compare the Orville to Shaun of the Dead, in so much as Shaun of the Dead is a legit zombie movie where the characters are funny and they handle things with humor. It's not a comedy that is a zombie movie.
It's not Family Guy in space. Yeah, it's great.
the Orville is very much a Star Trek style show. It's a hard sci-fi show that does the large allegories, but some of the characters deal with conflict with dick jokes.
Absolutely.
They do it with inside jokes with each other. So it's
a good combo of those. Like, if we were on the bridge of a starship, we would probably make similar jokes.
Exactly. It's a weird dichotomy to have. Like, you can be a nerd and you can take things seriously, but you can also crack jokes.
That's the thing about Lower Decks too, is it doesn't make fun of Star Trek. It makes fun with Star Trek, you know?
Yeah.
Now all of this, Len, we were talking about our favorite entertainment moments. And I've got to say, one of my favorite entertainment things from 2020 is Star Trek Discovery. That was what was on my list. Oh man, I love it. Season 3 has just been, seasons 1 and 2 were great, but season 3 has been like a true beacon. You know what I mean? It's been awesome. I've enjoyed seeing the Federation in that time. I've enjoyed seeing people coming back from a great tragedy, you know, and the hope and optimism of the series is truly found in Discovery, and I love that, you know.
We're mostly up to date, and it is one of our favorite shows. Like, my wife is nowhere near a Trekkie, and I am not. I'm like borderline.
Sure.
And we both truly love the show. But I will tell you the difference between season 2 and season 3. If I didn't know that they were going to have a Enterprise show, I would heartily miss those cast members also, because I love Pike more than I like Kirk.
Pike is great. He's an opportunity in Trek where he had so much legend and so little story that and Anson Mount does him so well that
cast. I love that section of the cast. And the fact that they were only there for one season was really, really great, and I loved it. And then they announced that they were going to, what is it, Brave New Frontiers?
Strange New Worlds. Which is from the opening monologue.
That's right.
In the original in Next Gen.
Because I knew that going into season 3, I was like, cool, we didn't lose anything. We only gained more. So I'm all, because the show is great. I have been able to call a couple things. Like, I knew that those first like 3 or 4 episodes of, it's just like, she's probably been there for like 2 years and she's gonna come back weird.
I was worried it was going to be like 10, to be honest with you.
One didn't seem like enough compared to how different she is. I thought it was going to be 2 or 3, but those are still really fun conflicts for normal, like, you know, weekly dramas. So and also too, the production quality is fucking ridiculous.
Ooh, it's good. It looks cool.
Movie level production quality. It's one of the best looking shows on television, and CBS. I don't mind throwing money at you for one fucking show that I watch.
And I agree with Dan H. I say it almost every episode. As much as I love it, I just keep waiting for just Tig Notaro to
give me more Jet Reno. Give me more Jet Reno all the time.
Yeah, she has been awesome. I didn't expect her to be a regular cast member, but I love that she is. Great. And Culber has been a surprise hit this season. You know, I mean, he's been so great. Yeah,
Stamets and Culber have always been my favorite.
They're such a cute couple.
They're so different from each other. You never doubt that there's love between them, and it's just wonderful.
And you think it's a bury your gaze problem, but this is sci-fi. You know what I mean?
When they were on the outs, I was like, oh no. But now that they're back together, I'm like, yes.
When they killed them, so we were a season and a half. So that's, you know what, this should have been we caught up during COVID. We were a season behind. We were like 1.5 seasons behind because we only watched like the first 2 of the left.
Trying so hard not to spoil that for you.
When they killed him, we fucking rioted in this house. We were done. We were throwing shit against the walls. We were like, "Fuck this television."
I remember that
everything is awful.
It was just destroyed.
I was not okay with the world when they killed Culber. But then about a season later, we were like,
And he's taken on a very cool role this season. Yeah, Christopher Goodnight. Tig Notaro is so good in it. She's
Tig Notaro is great.
Cool addition.
And R. Lunar says, and I support this, Primal on Adult Swim was awesome surprise. If you guys haven't watched Primal, there's no dialogue. It is from Genndy Tartakovsky, the guy who created, I think, the Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, and the one about the ghost in the what's that called?
There was a Imaginary Friends thing,
Imaginarium.
Something. No, that was the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. It's
also one of the Star Wars series.
He did
Clone Wars.
He did the first Clone Wars. Anyway,
the out of canon Clone Wars. It's like the only Star Wars thing that they're not like Disney's not claiming, which is very weird.
So he's basically the creator of all of those things, and he did a series which is on HBO Max right now called Primal. There's no dialogue. It's basically a story of a caveman and his buddy who is a fucking dinosaur. It's so good. It's really brutal. It's really like it plays with your emotions, even though there's a limited amount of dialogue. It's wonderful. Tyler Reynolds says, my absolute favorite piece of entertainment I found this year.
Oh, yes.
What We Do in the Shadows on FX, the TV show. It is such a joy all the way through. I've only watched a couple of episodes of this show. I tried the movie and I decided I didn't care for it, but the TV show.
This is you, JD, right? You have only watched a couple of episodes.
Yes, I've moved on to my own personal opinion.
You didn't like the movie?
The movie I turned off. I didn't care about.
Really?
But the TV show is really funny.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
The movie ultimately grew on me, but it does have a pace that if you're not locked in within 20 minutes, I'm not with this.
It's a little like The Office with vampires in a way.
Yeah.
But it's more like it's more like the British Office that's not
right.
Exactly.
It takes about half of it to really truly kind of like appreciate the joke. But so I've only watched the first couple of episodes, but I've loved them. But I love the movie, so it's going to be something that we end up watching. You drank like a fucking half of that handle.
Half of this.
Excellent. I'm on like shot 6 or 7 right now.
I will tell you guys one of the non-geek things that I watch a lot. So during this we're all in quarantine thing, I've been watching a lot of documentaries because I seem to find comfort. This is probably something I should talk with my therapist about, but I seem to find comfort in more fucked up things than my life.
Intriguing.
And I will.
That's pretty common.
I will watch like it's Sunday football. I will watch a documentary series about fucked up things and fucked up in the world. And one of the best ones I watched this year was The Vow, which is
I
about.
haven't seen that. The one about the sex cult, starring the girl from Smallville.
The Nexium sex cult.
Oh yes. Oh, that was an intriguing story, fascinating story.
So it was like 8 episodes.
It a little titillating that it's what's her name from Smallville and a sex cult.
Oh
yes,
so
JD. You're weird and you're wrong to feel that way.
That was my end because Chloe in Smallville was my crush.
Chloe and her teeth. Oh,
yes.
Her giant.
The whole package, not just the whole body without the teeth, because that would be weird.
No, not just her teeth. But
Just her grill, just the grill.
Yeah.
So
I like some teeth.
It wasn't just like 1 hour of. If you didn't know, you know. It's 8 hours following people that defected from, and then talking about the tiers and how it works and how you do get sucked in, and it was so fascinating.
Now wait a minute.
Wildly interested in human nature.
There are two documentaries. You're talking about The Vow.
There's way more than 2 documentaries.
The Vow is on HBO Max. There is one on Stars. The one on Stars follows some of the people that came out after the fact. The one on HBO Max is about people who did defect, but were trying to also get other people out. So the one on Stars is after the fact with it's all done and they're in jail. The one on HBO Max is happening in real time while the cult was still
So wait, which one do I
in
watch?
practice. Vow. Watch Vow because you have my HBO Max.
I do.
Now, hang on a second, owners of HBO Max. That's never you mind with your arrangements.
The entire board of directors of HBO Max, which we know are big fans of the Cultpop podcast. We are just kidding.
Yes. Oh, they would never do that.
Oh, balderdash and knuckle pussy,
I'm sure you're enjoying your own individual paid subscription to HBO Max.
I have 3 paid subscriptions because I enjoy it so much.
Well, that's unnecessary, but do what you want.
For every television, I pay for one.
Fuck.
Excellent.
But yeah, watch that on HBO Max. It's more about like human nature and the kind of things that can get you to solicit yourself into a cult by like very basic self-help things that people will tell you and just kind of get you to practice, and then it slowly cascades from there. Really, really wild and very fascinating.
I have two questions.
Go ahead.
The first question is, how do we make our podcast a cult?
And then you already called it the Cultpop. So,
Cult pop.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
second question
Are we
is,
not a cult?
You're like
More
75% there.
What's the more important?
which part of the show are we on?
We got our things that we enjoyed in 2020 that were comics, and then up next we have a special segment of Masterpiece Theater.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Mars
God.
says he's into the cult.
What's happening?
Mars comic says, a cult? I'm in.
There you go. All right. Welcome to the cult. You get to be our premier member.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Everybody else that joins, you get to be a different kind of premier member.
Yeah, you are level 9A, which is the second highest level of the Cultpop cult.
Yes. Whoa. Maybe one day you'll get to level 9B, which weirdly
I mean,
is
I
the
doubt
first
it.
time. I don't think so.
No.
But if you try, probably not.
He's not 9B material. Obviously.
No, that's what I've thought ever since first learning about him a few hours ago.
Them, whatever. I don't even remember.
Yeah, it could be. I didn't learn that much about he or she or they. I mean, that's not even the right part of speech.
Oh, this is a mess. I'm so sorry, you guys. I did not anticipate being so drunk. Yes, I did.
You could have.
All right.
Some just flashed up into my face.
All right, here we go. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yes.
Who went?
We Len and I went, and then Noel. It's hard to say, but he's gone. So you
Did
just
I go?
No, you didn't go. What thing did you like in 2020 that wasn't comics related?
Oh man, I don't know.
Well, come up with something.
All right.
Now.
Let me check my notes. I've got this book of stamps.
And
I've been listening this whole time. I think I went. I don't remember. It was 2 hours ago.
Hold on. Wait. It's very important. Brian wants to know what my favorite thing of 2020 is that wasn't comics.
Yes.
I'm having a baby.
That's awesome.
I was waiting.
That is awesome.
I was waiting.
Yeah.
I'm having a fucking baby, y'all. I'm having a little baby boy at the end of January, the beginning of February. We're working on some names. Hold on. I'm going to bring up some names, and I want everyone to let me know what you think are your favorites.
Are these names you're thinking of, or you're just bringing up names?
Does your wife want this to happen right now?
Yeah,
No,
actually, is that a...
Probably not.
Well, we don't have to.
Listen.
Well, hold on.
Archer.
No, that's great. I was just gonna say, like, I mean, I'm with you, dude. Like, you're continuing your life with a baby, and I just started my life with a wife.
Aww.
So, like, 2020 was great.
Yeah, it's a good year, except for being shitty. All right, here are my list of names that we're thinking of. All right, Lennox.
Yes.
LENN0X. Or not zero. Oh.
Jesus,
I'm gonna
make things difficult.
I'm gonna not give my favorites or make facial impressions because I already gave you my opinion.
Lennox Holden. My last name is going to be Holden because I'm having my last name changed to my mother's maiden name. So Lennox Holden. Cassidy.
Ooh.
Or Shushan likes Orion. I don't really like Orion.
That's cool.
Orion.
Orion.
Cool.
Like,
there's no good nickname for Orion, right?
How about Orion? I mean, people don't use a nickname for me, and I'm down.
Here's my favorite. So I think what we're on right now, I think the top contender is Kai, Kai, Kai Holden Parker. Or no, Kai Parker Holden.
That's awesome.
Say, what's your last name? Yeah.
I'm too drunk.
I got to tell you, all those are awesome.
I like Kai. My only thing is that I know two people named Kai. And
well, that's a problem.
If Len knows two people named Kai, forget it.
I know one.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't register that as a male name because they're both women.
Oh, really? Oh, the one that I know from high school is a man. Or last I checked.
There's also Skylar.
No.
I don't know. I'm not fond of Skylar. Phoenix. She likes Phoenix a lot.
Phoenix is cool. Phoenix Holden. That's got a ring.
Phoenix Parker Holden.
Parker is for sure the middle name.
Listen, here's the thing.
What's
So,
the thing?
as a 42-year-old geek who has always wanted to name his kids specific comic book related things, as I've grown up, more and more of my friends, hi Sam, more and more of my friends have stolen my favorite geek name.
Ambush Bug Richardson.
Often growing up, I really wanted to name my kid Logan, but then the X-Men movie happened, and everyone named their kid Logan. So Logan's out. My Sushan's friend, his son, named her son Parker, and he's like fucking 9 years old at this point. So her friend's name is Parker, but Parker was one of my favorites. So I've decided Parker is probably going to be the middle name.
It's a good name.
That's fair.
It's a good name.
So yeah, Phoenix Parker Holden.
That's cool.
She also likes Cole, Cole. She
Good.
also likes Jax, Jax.
Like the guy from Legends of Tomorrow.
I guess. Now, Jet, I kind of like Jet, Jett.
That's cool.
Jet Parker Holden.
Like the character from Discovery.
Is there a Jet?
I was thinking
we talked about her at length.
Wasn't it an old Nickelodeon show named Jet?
I mean, I think Jet Black from Cowboy Bebop. But
I think of Joan Jett.
Jet.
Caden, Kaden.
Oh, I know a Caden.
I thought that would be with the Kai.
Oh shit, Kaiden.
Her name is not spelled with a K. So that's...
And then Rain. She likes Rain. Rain.
Is there an E? No E. Okay.
No E. I think it should be Reign.
What if you spelled it Sampyt, but you pronounced it Rain?
Oh, perfect. Done.
I have a favorite. I think Kai Parker is beautiful.
Kai Parker is where
that is also beautiful.
That's our top one.
I love that one.
Christmas and Toxic at Night with
Kai,
what did I miss? Why are you cackling?
The comment. You see the comment?
Yeah. Thwip should be the middle name.
Thwip should be the middle name.
How about Parker Thwip Peterson? You can give the kid a different last name than yours.
Parker Thwip Peterson May. Spider-Man.
I love it.
Well, you know what? Thwip doesn't have to be the middle name, but Thwip can be the surname. So the full name is Kai Parker Holden.
What about a mononym? Just a sound.
Yeah. So
Thwip.
Yeah, like it doesn't like you could just literally put a symbol on the kid's birth certificate.
Nice.
Just draw something and then you just call it whatever you want.
Yeah,
call it whatever you want.
I'm gonna name him Batman 1989.
That's a good idea. JD, that's a really good idea. Would you change your last name to 1989?
Yeah. Knowing your wife, I think that's a great idea and you should do it.
I gotta tell you, I like Kai and I like Phoenix. And I like all the other ones. So
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
Now, what do we got here? We got the Astropiece Theater is next, right?
Astropiece Theater is next.
Oh man, we're not going to skip this.
Well, let me pour a fresh drink so that we prevent Noel from skipping it. That was what it required.
So, all right, guys, everybody, all 11 of you who are still watching.
Yes.
We used to do a thing called Astropiece Theater, which was a takeoff of Masterpiece Theater because we used to be the what was it? What was it on Ain't It Cool News? The assholes. The assholes. Anyway, so it's called
Astropiece. Very uncouth, JD, and I don't care for it.
And I name him Optimus Prime. Hi, Max.
There's a guy that changed his name to Optimus Prime.
Wow.
His name is Optimus Prime.
Phoenix or Phoenix?
Oh, Pheonix.
That's the way to go.
Yeah. So all right. So Astropiece Theater used to be a thing that we do on the Cult Pop podcast, and we would just the four of us would act out the dialogue from a comic book, right? So this time, instead of a comic book, because it's the holiday season, Brian has chosen a bit of dialogue, 6 pages of dialogue. For us to do, and we've all been given our roles. So so what we used to do was it was a secret, and if you guessed what we were acting out from that week of comic book options, you got to pick what we would review the next week.
That will not be happening this week.
This is just for shits and giggles, for giggles and shits.
But, although I did eliminate one name that might have given it away.
So the base, like the origin of this too, is that I've never seen these weird claymation holiday special things. And I have no weird frame of reference. So this is not a comic book that we're going to read out. This is a
holiday
television special.
Something else from the world of entertainment.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to start us off.
Wait, but Len is one of the other characters that you will be interacting with in this first part.
Len was like, fuck this.
Now, I've noticed that Len has Detective 27 poster of it in behind. I believe at the bottom of that. There we go, JD. That's the bottom of Detective 27, I think. To be fair, I saw a little bit more of it earlier.
Go back to Len's room. That's
Len,
Michelle and her zombies. And is that Vixen?
Yeah, that's Vixen. Isn't that Vixen, Len, behind you?
We're looking at those Funko Pops.
Oh shit.
That's Michonne and her zombies. That's Vixen?
Yeah, that's Vixen and her zombies. That's Vixen, yes. From the what was it? Bombshell?
Bombshells?
Oh, nice. Those bombshell statues were fucking dope.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm not done yet. Is that Hip Hop Family Tree that you have?
Yes, volumes.
I have not read that yet, but I want to.
Oh, it's amazing, dog. If you get your hip hop history on, I got both. I got volumes 1 through 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting into Ed Pisker now. So anyway, so what are we doing again?
So we're going to do the Astor Theater. Len, are you ready?
Yeah, I got it up.
You're the only one on the screen.
Have a part to play. Here we go.
I'm ready.
Len's the only one on screen.
What?
Len's the only one on screen. There he is.
Am I supposed to read the title?
Well, if you want it to be a guessing game, then no.
Okay. You want people to guess what it is, so just start as Mrs.
I went straight length by eliminating.
You gave it away while you told who he was.
What?
Nobody told who anybody is. Hey, it could be any movie from any time in any land.
If anybody knows what holiday special this is from, chime in. Here we go. I'm going to start us off. I'll see what I can do. In the meantime, will you do us a favor?
I don't see why I should. Nobody ever does anything for me. But what is it?
Could you let it snow? Just for one day in the South?
What? Snow in the South?
Just for one day?
Never! Unless there were something in it for me.
Like what?
Those of you listening at home, JD is unbuckling his jeans for real.
Hey, narrator.
Oh, God damn it. Max already guessed it.
Max, keep your mouth
going.
In a little bit of northern territory, it would turn over to me, shall we say.
Oh, I dropped my drink.
The drink. One of the most important parts.
Well, heavens. I don't know. That would be up to your brother, not me.
Why don't you give the snow cone a buzz on the hotline and see what it says?
Bring, 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 bring.
Hello.
This is Mrs. Claus.
Hi there, Sugar Plum. How'd you make out with a hothead?
I heard that, you snowball.
My goodness, speak of the devil.
Madam, kindly state your business with that drippy snowman and get him out of here.
Mind your blood pressure, hotcakes. A mother warned you about that blood pressure, that low boiling point of yours.
Oh, you think you're hot stuff just because mother likes you best.
Boys, now, please.
Well, if I can't have a little fun, I might as... Oh, yes. Well, if I can't have a little fun, I might as well leave.
Your brother agreed to let it snow in the South.
Oh, he did?
Of course, there has to be ... a small concession on your part.
Oh, really? What does the Flame Fool want this time? The North Pole?
Yes.
Quiet, Noel. Don't worry about it.
As a matter of fact.
What?
I told you he wouldn't cooperate.
Cooperate? Well, surrender the North Pole. You call cooperate? I have a good mind to chill your embers for you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Enough of this. I hate to do this to you boys, but you leave me no choice. I'm going over your heads.
And you're kidding.
You wouldn't dare.
I would. And I will.
Mrs. Claus, you see what you did, you old blizzard. She's gonna tell mother.
What I did, you hot dog, well, it's all your fault.
And scene.
Wait, we never got the Mother Nature.
We got her.
That was
It's
it.
fine.
Wasn't that it?
No.
Was that the end?
No, there's more.
Oh, that's it. Hold on.
Say,
I must admit I was more than a little nervous myself. I'd never met Mother Nature, but I knew she didn't like to be disturbed.
Oh! So they gave you a hard time, did they, Mrs. Claus?
Oh, I'm sure they didn't mean to.
Oh, yes, they did. They're nasty little boys, both of them. Ha ha!
Well, I wouldn't say.
Oh, I'll straighten them out right for you. Oh, yoo-hoo, children.
What
is Mother dear?
Now, Mrs. Claus made a very simple request. Now, you let a little snow fall in the Southland, and you, just one nice spring day in the North Pole, all of you have to do is compromise. At this time of the year, especially, Santa needs help, some examples of Christmas spirit. And we must set a good example for you people down there to follow. So, boys, please.
I won't do it.
Me neither.
Stop it. Stop it.
Yes, Mother dear.
They're really, they're really nice boys, Mrs. Claus. Oh, sometimes they bicker, but you'll have no further trouble with them. I do hope Santa enjoys his holiday.
How can I ever thank you?
With your pee-pee. Oh, sorry, that wasn't the script. Don't mention it.
You're very close.
And scene.
Okay, so
Now, if any of you who weren't Max or anybody else who already knows it can guess,
oh god,
guess now.
Two things.
What do you
I'm
got?
sweating. I'm sweating.
Of course you are. It was very erotic.
And the second thing was, and so I have headphones in and the mic, but in the other room, as soon as I screamed, "Oh!" I heard as an echo, "What the fuck?"
That was part of the original unbroadcast version of
Yeah.
Year Without Christmas.
Yeah, so anybody outside of the booth was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
And by the booth, you mean the small emptiness between your earbuds and your ear canal.
Yeah, so I'm still.
That's true. That's true. Chill with cat. 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 Chill with cat.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Action figure expert said it, and I felt compelled to read it.
Okay.
Please review X-Men
Blank.
Well, X-Men 16 came out today with interior art by Phil Noto.
X-Men
I look forward to reading it.
From Age of Apocalypse?
Thank
you know.
So,
right. Wait a minute. So that was our Masterpiece Theater, and Max already guessed it within like 2 words. He was like, A Year Without a Santa Claus, which is a claymation holiday special, which I grew up on. I don't remember fuck all about this. I remember the Heat Miser.
I thought it was called the Cold Miser. That's how little I remember of it, but love it all the same.
To be fair, it is not claymation; it's stop motion animation.
Right. They are wooden, not clay. For all of you wood enthusiasts.
So I've never seen them. Vaguely familiar with them. You guys talked about how it's amazing and it's special and it's great. I looked up a couple clips. It's fucking frightening.
It's true.
That's not a clip.
Yo,
I looked for a GIF of that. Like
there is a 2006 live action version and a sequel to it. Neither of which have I seen.
JD found the GIFs.
I found the gifts, you guys.
Oh yes, I see.
All right. So listen. Let's wrap this shit up. What's the next thing? Looking forward.
I have a question for you.
Oh no.
I have a question for you, JD. In this season of generosity of giving.
Tonight.
I want to know a question that I may have asked of you before.
Yes. Continue.
What, if you were one of Alvin and the Chipmunks, who would you be?
Theodore.
I would assume I would be Alvin because he's the most annoying.
Does no one not know that immediately? Theodore.
Am I Theodore?
You have glasses, and your name starts with a letter of the alphabet, just like Theodore.
Wait, hang on. I would probably be Simon. I'd be the fat one. I'd be Simon.
Simon. You would be a Care Bear.
Theodore's the puppy.
No, Theodore is slim and smart.
Yes.
And as you all know, slim people are always smart, and heavy people.
I'd be a heavy, loving little guy. I'd be Simon.
The Chipmunks. I would be patreon.com/Johnny Chipmunk.
He was my favorite, seventh chipmunk.
Yes.
Chipmunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to help the show out, you can go to patreon.com/Johnny Help the show out there where we it gives us money. That would be great. No, you have something to say?
Money or don't want to. You could do other things which benefit us in the digital age. Like
you can send us alcohol.
Yeah, you can send us alcohol or doing a triplix, which is something that will happen like 300 years in the future. Don't worry about it. Yeah, give us some Planters peanuts or anything.
You can follow like anywhere where you've found us or view us, like, subscribe, click the comment.
Anywhere you found us, like at my home address, 817 North Taney Street, apartment B.
I love stalkers. Anyway, so yes, Before we wrap, like, we've got one segment left.
I would like to thank Sean Yates. I just got a thing right now that says Sean Yates have subscribed to us on YouTube, and boy, when these alerts come in, we have 200 subscribers. We're a very fledgling small YouTube channel, but boy, do we have fun. And every time I get one of those blank has subscribed to your channel, I get all a tingle. So thank you so much.
Katie, that's no blank. That's Sean Yates, a very good and close friend of mine. He's Robert Plecio's partner, and he's an excellent actor in his own right. Sean Yates is awesome, and I love that he's subscribed.
Thank you. Also, Brian Beaton subscribed today.
I don't know him.
Billy Danielito. So thank you.
I don't know either of them, but I'm happy that they're here, and I hope to know them in the future.
Yeah.
Please, can we liquor up Brian every Sunday?
All the time.
First of all, you operate under the misconception that I am not.
He is ever sober. Yeah, thank you. Action figure expert. Thank you. Theodore's the fat kid. I knew it. Theodore is mine.
Are you serious? Simon is the smart one with the glasses? Yes. Listen, there's a lot I don't know about chipmunks in general.
Theodore, green, chubby.
You know what's fun? You know what's fun about being the host is I get to mute everybody, and they can't do anything about it. It's pretty great. So, action figure expert, you're great. Max, you're great. You know what? I just want you guys to know that you're great. Noel, I think that you're very handsome, and you do the self-deprecating humor, and I don't agree with it. I think you're fantastic, and you're a great man. And Brian, you bring a lot of joy to my life, and all of our wordplay, our back and forth is a lot of fun. Len, I love you. You're great. Everyone's great. I love all you guys. Okay, I'm going to put them back on now.
Anyway, like I said, I knew Theodore was.
Okay, let's start yelling again. I don't remember what we were yelling about. But
we have one segment left with 2 sections. We're doing really well.
2 sections, 1 segment.
Get
ready.
Hold on, everyone, shut up. I'm shutting everyone else up. So Max is actually asking me a legitimate question, and that question is: are you open tomorrow? Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, 4327 Main Street. Are you open? Here's the thing, Max. We may or may not have been exposed to COVID today. So tomorrow at 4:30, we're going for our rapid test. So we're going to find out if we actually have COVID. If we don't have COVID, yes, we will be open tomorrow night after maybe 5 o'clock, depending on, because the COVID test we're taking is 15 minutes. So after that, if we are COVID-less, we will be open. If not, I might die. Who knows? Listen, who knows? But that's the answer to your question.
I'm unmuted right now.
So there's a window of 5 minutes where you might be able to come by.
Yeah, there might be a good 5 minutes where you can come buy your stuff. In between me finding out I don't have
to stop by either today or tomorrow, so that would be nice.
Two things.
Also, it would be nice for your well-being.
We've only got a segment and change left.
Okay. Yeah, we only have 6 minutes left until we hit slightly over 3 hours.
I can easily go past because I'm committed, and I have a fitness class tomorrow morning at 9.
No, your morning appointments are a trial.
I'm a stupid.
You are a stupid. I've often said it, but I never mentioned it before now.
All right, so the last segment of the show is let's talk about 2021.
Let's do it.
2020 I am glad that you survived. That is awesome. Of course, there are many different things that happened. Wonderful.
We're glad that you're still here, Tyler. Thank you for surviving COVID.
Yes.
Wonderful.
What do you got? Len?
Let's get Len back here because he's dying.
I said Len, but I meant Noel. You got a lot of the same letters.
We're going to talk about.
There's only one difference.
I'm going to power through you. I'm going to power through you.
You're going to power through me?
That's how I impregnated my wife.
Let's do it. Bring it.
Oh, you want a child now?
Well, I want you to say what you say.
So what are you guys looking forward to in 2021? We've got
2041. Did you say 2041?
In 2041, yeah.
I have no idea, but I hope it's going to be great. I never realized that you had a lot of the same letters, but you do. You do have them.
There's one missing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, man.
Missing or extra. It depends upon your point of view.
Len looks like he's floating in the ocean.
Yeah, Len, what's your drink status here? What have you got going on now? 7, 8 undetermined units?
Dude, I'm done.
You're done.
That's not a terrible idea.
Hang on a second now. The thing that we're most excited about, because I have a strong one for 2021 comic-wise.
Hold on. Before the last segment, one more cheers. You guys are all amazing.
Wait, I gotta re-up.
Hang on a second now. People have to re-up, Noel. That was your one mistake.
This is trying to get everyone on my level.
Brian is.
I'm trying to get there.
Brian is going. Whoa! Because I can't if I take this.
Oh, that is strong.
Were you paying attention to my mime work, Len? Because that's understandable.
So,
people at home cannot pay attention to my
magic hour. Hey, yes. Thank you for the last 3 hours. You guys are wonderful.
Thank you for the last 3 hours and the last however long it's been since I've known you.
Thank you for all of the years of our amazing friendships. You guys have been awesome. I love you guys.
Wonderful. Cheers to that and all of that.
Ah, fuck.
For being the 3 best white men in America.
Thank you, Len. I appreciate that.
I think bar and I love it.
I think we should all get together for a walk 6 feet apart. I love it.
Can we have a socially responsible picnic?
I caught dibs on the sidewalk.
All right, you get to stand on the sidewalk.
I'm actually going to walk in the middle of the street and say, hey.
We don't have to be near a street, but if you want to, sure.
Oh, Tyler asked.
Valley Forge Park.
So, Tyler, I started with a double IPA that was 9% from Workhorse Brewing.
You don't care about the rest of this.
No, I'm answering this question.
I understand.
But now I've moved to a lighter cider called Artifact Magic Hour. It's 5%. Pretty tasty.
That's a reference to 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
The lighting is so wonderful.
That's what they call the magic hour, JD. I can see by your questioning expression.
So, last segment.
What is the last segment? Noel, master of segments. What do we got?
Wait, what happened?
It's always the little things, but I know that I will leave this show ringing in my ear of just Brian just lightly saying, "I understand."
I have no idea which thing that is in response to, but I'm all about it. I love that thing.
I understand.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
However,
sure. I got a few automated responses, Lynn, and I use that to be able to interact with people.
Wait, hang on. We're having
on.
We're having cider talk now. Max, I actually almost bought the winter blend of Down East cider, but I saw this one because I've never tried it, and I picked this one up at the store instead. That's all. So last segment of the show, what are you guys looking forward to in 2021? Let's do comics first. Is there anything in comics that you're looking forward to in 2021?
100%, absolutely, hands down, Future State. I am in. I bought the ticket, but that's not how you get comics. So later, I will buy the comics from JD, and I will not mind the guy that I paid the ticket money to. It doesn't matter because I'm so excited.
Why are you so excited for Future State? What about this whole line is just you?
I'll tell you what. I think.
I will tell you what.
No, I will tell you what, and then later on you tell me what because I want to hear what you tell me.
I don't think you'll remember what you said, so I will need to tell you what.
There's a thing happening right now that I'm not sure of, but I'll tell you what it will be.
Sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, Future State. Tell me about Future State. Like I've read some of them. I think they're wonderful. Tell me what's up. What are you
I've not read
about?
a single one, but I'm excited about this in a way that I haven't been excited about DC Comics in quite a while. DC has always been my favorite, although I love Marvel and sometimes other things. DC is my thing, and I'm interested in. Thank you, Max. He says LMAO, which stands for, in this day and age, laughing my ass off. My meaning his, Max's ass off. And I appreciate that. And, as I'm sure JD will echo, the legacy stuff of DC is awesome. But I am mostly concerned and excited about just the next new wave of what is happening with DC. And I love that they have with Doomsday Clock last year and Death Metal of this year kind of re-embraced some of the past that they have. I'm also excited about Generations Shattered #1 and the subsequent numbers, should they happen. I actually don't know. But I'm really interested to see just what this new temporary landscape of DC is and what it brings forward into the future of DC Comics.
So I have had because I live 2 blocks away from JD and his shop.
JD.
Hang on a second. Does JD live at his shop?
Well, he lives near his shop, and I'm in the middle of both.
You're 2 blocks away from JD's shop, and in the other direction, 2 blocks away from JD's.
Yeah,
residence.
I mean, now that I think about it, yeah, I'm actually I'm equidistant to your home and your shop.
Yeah, I like that now that you think about it, the physical world has solidified.
Just so you know, you can't escape from me, motherfucker.
I've tried.
You cannot. You also cannot escape from Len and myself, Brian Lieb, at BrianLieb.com and other places.
Plugs already? Hold on.
Oh, you can't escape from us. That's the important point. And also, my girlfriend says Happy New Year to you all.
What's up, Tamara? How you doing, baby?
There you go. It's tomorrow, but whatever. It's well received.
It's become fucking what is it, ladies man? Hey,
it's ladies. Oh, I got some Cavassier.
Yeah,
I love that bitch because Tim Meadows is amazing.
Hold on.
No, you live in a geographical place relative to JD's shop.
I've had the pleasure of grabbing a couple of those early and reading a couple of them. I will tell you, some of them are wonderful. Like Next Batman is great. We'll talk about it next week.
Excellent.
Wonder Woman is spectacular. We'll talk about it next week.
Yes.
I think you will love Generation Shattered.
I think I will too, because I love that kind of thing.
I know. And I read it and I said to JD, I think Brian needs to talk about this.
I'll tell you, I enjoy that you say that kind of thing when I'm not around. I also think about you're gonna JD has very little left. This doesn't show how much I have left, but I've drank a lot.
Death Metal, and also too, we had a pleasure of reading Death Metal early. Death Metal ends in the way you would expect it to have ended. It's like any crisis book that kind of ends with a restart of something else.
Excellent.
I enjoyed the overall the whole thing. So hopefully everybody in the channel in the chat just enjoys it because it's been fun. It's been very fun.
Yeah. Mars Comics loves Swamp Think, which I love to think about swamps too, but Swamp Thing is also probably pretty cool.
Guys, I'm going to tell you, I think the dark horse of this all is going to be Wonder Woman, Future State Wonder Woman.
Not Dark Horse.
By Joelle Jones writes and draws it with
the Amazonian woman.
I forget her name. Yara Tor or Tara Yal.
I remember the name of the fictional comic character. There is also a new Amazonian based on her. Len is losing it based on my losing it in an auditory way.
I tell you guys how wet everything on my desk is. I have knocked over my alcoholic beverages like 3 times.
And the spittle? What about the spittle?
So much spittle.
JD, I love the wetness of your whole deal.
Thank you. I'm very viscous.
Okay.
Anyway, the Wonder Woman Amazon Future State. No, you're into it.
Yeah, no, the Joelle Jones one with the new character is very good. Like it's very good.
And you've read this. You have a little
I chance to read it. I also have her. I also stole from him Superman of Metropolis, the older Jonathan Kent.
Yeah.
And the Flash one, but I haven't read either of those yet. But I will.
JD, he stole from you, and he didn't even read them.
I did. I stole them. I didn't read them. Len, is there anything? I'm getting back on the rails. Len, is there anything comic-wise this year that you would like that you're looking forward to, personally or publication-wise?
Or a friend of yours drew on a piece of old paper.
I don't knock anything that any of y'all have said about Future State, but just and I'm waiting to be surprised by them. I'm just not. I can't say that that's something that I'm looking forward to. What I am looking forward to is because I'm trades first, so it goes without saying. On the past couple of shows, I talked about how much I love Rorschach and We Live. I'm waiting for them to pop in trades. As far as for me, Future State Batman is, I can't believe I'm saying it, whatever the culmination of Batman Catwoman will be, that will be my Future State Batman. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I don't think those two are related, Len.
Well, because the way
how do you feel about the other history of the DC universe, because that might be closer to the future history, the future state of the Batman character.
The first issue, I like. Where are we? You know what?
Hold on.
Are you trying to tell me that after all of these fucking years and months that we've been, Christopher St. Saucy just subscribed to our channel? Are you fucking kidding me? Christopher St. Saucy, you just now subscribed.
I would take that as a true mark of our esteem, how little that is the way that you would phrase that, because he's been here every week without subscribing. He takes the effort. Also, maybe he's subscribed on a different kind of platform. I was going to
say it's a different platform, like either he's on Facebook or YouTube. It doesn't really
be a different platform. Sometimes people build plywood platforms, and then they build a second one, and they subscribe from there.
You were saying, Len?
I was saying. So yes, I'm looking forward to that in the trade, and that's my Future State Batman because from the first issue it does jump around in time. I don't know if that's going to continue.
Now, would you say it jumps up and get down?
It jumps up, it gets down, it boogies.
It did. It jumps up, gets down, and then goes forward because it's like time periods in that.
Yeah. Now, would you say it's that thing from The Fresh Prince that I don't remember, but it's like jump on it. That's what it says. Yes, I feel like you would say that it is that thing.
Did anybody wait? When JD comes back, we'll ask. Has anybody been drunk with Brian before?
No, I don't think you have, because now JD and Noel live in a town that, from where I live, I have to drive to.
I think we have been drunk before.
Have we?
I think so.
Now,
There's
there's somebody
You hear that?
laughing.
You hear
There's
that?
somebody
That's
laughing
him.
from the
JD laughing.
It
No,
could
that's-
be JD.
that's my
It could
wife.
be Sam. It could
That's my
be
wife. She's straight
NK
up laughing at
Jemisin.
us.
I don't know who it is. Probably not
NK
NK
Jemisin
Jemisin.
is laughing.
It's possible, but unlikely.
So all of these, in the chat, all of these
Yes.
like Cultpop podcast responses. That's JD from the bathroom.
Did you
Yeah, I
say
know.
cold pop?
Anyway, so Len,
Wonderful.
are you looking
I would
forward
love
to
to
anything
walk
else
around
in the
with
comic
you
world?
guys in a drunk state. But you, Len,
Maybe.
Noel, a lot of the same letters. You, Noel, were trying to say a thing that moved the show along. So
I-
what was that?
My bad. So we're gonna segue over to
Listen, I
JD.
am never gone. I am always with you, whether
JD.
or not I am in the room. I am always,
Yeah.
even when I'm peeing, I'm typing in
No,
responses.
JD, sometimes I look behind me and I see a little
Hold on.
cloudy vision of you peeing.
Here's the best thing about this whole,
Hold up.
this whole
Here we
situation.
go.
Here's the best thing, because
Here
the
it is.
audience doesn't know. I'm let y'all in again a peek
Mhm.
behind the sausage. I pitched to these four gentlemen that we should make Gutter Talk a monthly show.
Yes.
Is us just drinking and shooting the shit about comics.
Which we
Well,
should
that was
absolutely
good.
do.
Ever
Yeah.
proof that should happen tonight is the proof that should happen.
Len, like
All right,
every
fine.
video
Yeah,
that you've
I'm in.
ever had that involves featuring me, I agree with it.
wait, okay. Look, I'm determined to keep this on the fucking rails. JD,
Yeah, rails, bitches.
what are you looking forward to
Thank God Brian is
other
home.
than Trains on Rails? What are you looking forward to, comic wise, 2021?
You just say we already talked about it for like 20 minutes.
Well, we haven't heard from.
Jonathan Destructo.
Yes,
I thought it was
from the
Genovian.
clan Destructivich.
Genovian
Yes, they made us
Destructivich.
change, they
Yeah.
made us change our name.
John Donovan
at
John
Ellis
Donovan
Island.
Destructovich.
Jana Lavorian, Destructanovakian.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Go on.
God damn it. Christopher
What are you looking
Santos says, no, I unsubscribed and resubscribed just so you would mention it. Jesus.
Well,
Maybe-
you
All right,
succeeded.
so if that's the
Your
case, he played you
goal-
like a fiddle and you're done.
He
What
played
are you
me
looking
like a
forward to in
fiddle.
2021?
Played you.
JD,
You're looking forward to
you
it.
answer this question.
All right.
I just
So the
I need you to
question was,
answer.
what's my favorite comic book thing coming in 2021?
That's
Yeah,
correct.
what are you looking
We
forward to?
hope. We don't know what the future will hold, but you suspect.
Listen, okay, so the answer, here's the thing. I don't really know what's coming down the pike on Marvel's end,
That's a wise policy.
so I have to go with Future State. I'm very excited about Future State. I've read a couple of the what's Snow
Preview.
doing?
You read some previews.
I mean, as soon
You're
as you
laughing
said that,
at my
But,
antics.
yeah, I'm laughing at Brian because he's just like, that's a wise policy.
It was sort of a reference to one of the early Justice League cartoon
I'm-
shows.
I'll cut your ass off. I actually, okay, in regards to Marvel, I put down, are you going to moon me? No, I put down Dark Ages, the Tom Taylor series.
Yeah, but is it
that-
actually happening?
Oh, wait a minute.
Shit.
Wait a minute. Wait, that was the one. I'm sorry. We're cutting in all.
You're not sorry, Len.
Brandon, what do you
Don't say
need? What do you
the
need?
thing.
Do it. Do it.
You don't care.
I did remember that I was looking forward to. Is the collection of Injustice Year Zero. That was what I meant to mention.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's coming out. I think that's coming out
like March?
like in May or in April or May.
Okay.
Hardcover of all of them. No,
Yeah.
I will like when it comes to Marvel, I'm looking forward to Dark Ages because I want to see Tom Taylor write some Marvel stuff all again.
Oh, interesting.
I
I've loved him
not a
since
contract or
the
is he-
Hour Man special or
no,
series.
he's not exclusive. Bendis on Justice League because I liked Bendis on Superman and I want to
Great.
see him do more in like the Pantheon.
Sure. For
And
sure.
Same.
even though I haven't liked all of them, I still really like the Black Label shit, and I want to see what they're going to do with more of this like Black Label series. You know, we had Dead Earth this year, Bad Cats started, Strange Adventures is going to finish up. I'm looking forward to Black Label in 2021. That's all.
Yes.
JD?
I agree.
Okay. All right.
No,
So
listen, here's the thing. I don't care about the Tom Taylor Marvel. Oh, God, fuck, I'm drunk. The Tom Taylor, what's it called?
Marvel
Dark Ages?
comics.
Dark Ages.
Dark Ages. I don't care about
Like,
that
that's
because I
what it
haven't really seen anything of it other than the Free Comic Book Day Flippy Dippy. And so I'll check it out only because I like Tom Taylor.
Tom Taylor.
Right? But like, as far as what I read in the Free Comic Book Day Flippy Dippy, I don't really give a shit about what happened. So I have enough faith in Tom Taylor to say, oh, I'm excited to see what Tom Taylor is going to do. But from what I've seen so far, I have not been super impressed. And on the other hand, the future state stuff that I have read, I really enjoyed the Batman one. But a couple of the other ones that I've read have only just been kind of okay, to be honest. And Generations Shattered, while I think Brian Lieb here, good
Probably
friend,
really like it.
Brian Lieb,
Friend of the
Yeah.
show.
enjoy the series. I don't think it was for me. I think it's a series that I have read. It's a story that I have read at least 15 times up until
For
this
sure. Like when we read DC versus Marvel during the summer,
Yeah.
and nobody liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
think
love
Brian, it's right up your alley, brother. I think you're
I'm
really
into
going to
it.
enjoy it.
I'm feeling it. I'm ready for it, and all of the
So,
other
yeah.
verbs that go along with that.
When I read it, I told JD, I was like, first of all, one, it's a Jurgens book. Like
Yeah.
it's
Sure.
it's Jurgens going full Jurgens.
You got to
Yeah.
jerk in the whole way through.
Two, Brian Lieb will adore it.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what,
Every
Noel,
page of
I
it.
love that you think about me when you review books to JD
Oh
personally.
yeah, because you got a specific kind of niche of what you like, and it's just like, even though I don't appreciate it sometimes, it's like, I think Brian Lieb will really like this.
Also,
like
I
that.
mean, it's not only then, Brian. I think sometimes Noel thinks about you when he's having intercourse with his wife.
Intercourse with
Twice.
his wife
Twice so
and
far, twice.
whomever you or whatever
I'm going to
else.
put a metric to it twice.
Noel, I got to tell you that makes me very happy.
You're welcome,
And
man. Thank you.
I would like a text every time it happens.
Oh,
You know
I
what
just
bums me out?
scream your name.
As the Spider-Man guy on the show,
Spider-Man?
the Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
Peter
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm a little bummed that I don't have anything to look forward to for Spider-Man. They just released the new Spider-Man costume, and it looks fucking terrible.
You're not into it?
No.
Okay.
The new
I
costume.
saw on our socially mediated interactions that you weren't into it, but I was kind of down with it in that whole like Spider-Man 300, like silver and black armor kind of way. But as a kind of it's okay.
Yeah. So I guess
Sure.
future. I mean, because of a lack of other options besides things like Tom King's books and Future State, I don't really have much to look forward to. Do I?
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
crossover!
crossover!
We have loved that.
Yeah.
Tyler Reynolds.
Yeah, that was good.
I didn't realize it was Donny Cates because the part of the cover or wherever where it said the name of the person I didn't read, but it's great and I love it and I'm interested to see what happens next.
DC.
I've also Christopher Goodnight. I've already read the end of Death Metal.
Okay. And you liked it?
So we
You
all
liked
we
it?
all did, it was good.
It was
We
fun.
all-
Okay.
We all did it.
We'll see.
So
Next week, we'll find out.
one more bit. What are you excited about in entertainment in 2021?
I'm excited for all the Star Wars and Marvel shit. All of the TV shows that are coming to the streaming services, all of the stuff that they release on whatever we have to impress our shareholders day, whatever the fuck that was called.
Investor Day.
Investors Day. Listen,
Investors
you
Day.
guys, could I for 1 second say, because I have to go to the bathroom, Sandman on Netflix, which may or may not be released in 2020, but I'm super into it. WandaVision and Loki. All of the shows that are coming back, right? Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Flash, everything that hasn't been around for a while. I'm looking forward to it. The integrated DC TV and movie approach. Marvel's been doing it. I hope DC does it as well or nearly as well because I love DC. The Snyder Cut. I am surprisingly very excited about. But I'm interested. But all of the 4 previous things I'm more excited about. Listen, I got to go to the bathroom. I hope you'll be back when I get back.
All right, who here? Listen, Brian.
He's going pee. He's going to pee.
Who's excited for the Snyder Cut?
Excited for it?
Excited.
I'm
Not excited.
curious. I'm curious. I'm Snyder Cut curious.
I'm not curious at all. I mean, I'm going to watch it because JD's going to make me, but I'm not excited.
I'll watch the shit out of it, but my expectations are squarely in check with the kind of shit that he makes.
Yes.
Period.
I'm going to watch it, but I will still be disappointed, I'm sure. Max says Book of Boba Fett.
You know what? I'm gonna like kind of echo you, but not in the Disney Plus kind of way. I just strictly Marvel. So Marvel Studios, I'm super stoked for all the shit that they announced because I mean Star Wars on Disney Plus has been doing these like let's explore this piece of the universe and this piece of the universe. Marvel is doing like no, we're going to interweave shit from platform to platform. And it's all like studio quality. I've never seen anything like that before in modern media. So like in 2021 alone, we're getting, I wrote it down because I'm drunk.
Because they're releasing 4 movies.
Well, like, hear me out. WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Loki, Eternals, Spider-Man 3, Hawkeye, and Miss Marvel. That's fucking 8 long-form, live-action, high-quality things coming out in 2021 between
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk's 2022.
That's 2022. But Spider-Man 3, did they finish filming that?
They're filming it now, and it's coming out next December.
Okay, it's coming out in December. Okay.
Yeah. So we're getting like premiere live-action Marvel content that all interweaves with each other throughout the entire year of 2021, and I think that's fucking dope. Like, I love all the Star Wars stuff, but it's all like this piece of the universe and this piece of the universe and this over here.
Guys,
Marvel's just
like talking about Marvel stuff.
Can you believe how much stuff? Like, remember when we were kids and everyone made fun of us for liking all this shit, and now it is the epitome of pop culture.
Yo.
And like all of the big announcements are the shit that we grew up praying for, and now we're
there was a time I never would have missed Cloak and Dagger or Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yet I have not seen those things. And
we've always been right.
I loved it, right? We have always been right.
Right.
The 4 of us. You heard it here first, or maybe not if you were listening to the right things. We are awesome, and we are always right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to check in with some of the friends who are hanging out with us. So Brian, Tyler Reynolds asked, did you enjoy Audible's Sandman audiobook?
I'll tell you what, Tyler Reynolds, I didn't, but only because, hang on a second. Well, see, because my earphone dropped out, right? So now here's the thing, Tyler Reynolds, I didn't listen to it, but I hope that you liked it. Because Sandman is awesome, Neil Gaiman is awesome, the whole universe is awesome.
R. Lunar says Avatar on Netflix. Is anyone excited for the Avatar live action series?
Probably yes.
I'm
a little interested in it because Netflix, for the most part, does quality stuff. So
there we go.
I'm a little nervous because the creators of Avatar dropped out.
That's right. You're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, they dropped out. So now, yeah.
Max says I'm excited a little. Tyler Reynolds says Shazam 2 is the only DC movie that has my interest. I didn't realize there was a Shazam 2.
Yeah, but I don't think
there is.
Yet. I don't think it's in production yet. And I can't.
Black Adam is also in that world, and that looks pretty
that's
cool.
kind of like in pre-production. And you know, I'm not going to say Tyler. That's fine. It's not coming out.
You're not going to say that?
I mean, if that's his choice, that's fine.
All right.
But the next DC movie that I'm interested in is just not going to come out in 2021, and that's The Batman.
Oh, The Batman.
The Batman looks cool. Actually, that was something that I had hoped to bring up during our segments. But one of the things I'm most excited about 2021 is the DC TV and movie integration. And Marvel has done that so well, but I hope that DC does it well too.
Television. I
What's
know.
that?
I mean, they're gonna like in 2022. There might be with the Batman shows, but there's no integration with their television properties.
I thought the Batman show was 2021.
I went to. It is. That's the no. It's 2022.
Okay.
Okay. So I was in the restroom. I was listening, and I'm here to correct you all.
By the restroom, you mean
Shazam 2: Fury of the Gods is coming out in 2022. It's in production.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't think.
It's.
I haven't heard a thing about it.
What about the Black
Fury of the
Adam?
Gods, they go into filming in like April. Black Adam will come out first.
That looks cool.
And I think that's December-ish 2021. Also, of the Netflix shows that we should all be paying attention to, but we're not, is Cowboy Bebop. The live-action Cowboy Bebop with John Cho.
I've heard a lot of good things about the anime show.
They filmed almost half of it, and then John Cho actually hurt his knee, I think it was, and they went into hiatus, but then COVID happened.
Oh, sure.
And now they're finally back. They literally completed half of the series, so it's going to come out in 2021.
I do remember that. Good news coming out about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Christopher Goodnight says, JD, have you seen Black Bear on Amazon Prime? I haven't. What's Black Bear?
It is television or movie property on Amazon Prime.
Thank you. Action Figure Expert. Now listen, guys. Action Figure Expert says, I am super excited for upcoming episodes of Spoiler Alert. These four guys that talk about comic books, spoiler others.
We do talk about those things.
We do. Tyler
Every week, pretty much.
When does Kyle Katarn get his own show in Disney Plus?
I assume he's talking about your onboard male child, Kai Holden.
Parker Holden?
Yes. That's what I assume based on little or no factual data.
Oops, I lied. Robert Pattinson's Batman looks good. I'm excited for Batman, even though it's like the 19th Batman movie we've gotten.
Oh, it does look pretty cool.
Tyler, Invincible on Amazon.
Invincible!
When does that premiere? Because I saw the trailer. It looks good.
Sometime in 2021. They haven't actually announced a specific
Wait,
date. Also,
could I call out Harley
one of the best
Quinn?
things I watched this year, Boys on Amazon. Boys,
The Boys was good.
Sorry, go ahead.
Brian.
Something that I caught up on that I hadn't even thought of. Something that I caught up on. Harley Quinn was very cool. Very good.
So good.
Amazon, I thought you were going to go for The Expanse, which is also pretty good.
I have to watch the most recent season. So yeah,
it's good. Well, which one?
The one I just.
I mean, Harley Quinn or The Expanse.
So
The Expanse. I caught up on Harley Quinn. I got to watch the season of Expanse that just came out.
It's good. Both of those are very, very good shows. I highly recommend them if you're into the kind of things that they're about.
Tyler Reynolds says Kyle Katarn is the Jedi from the Jedi Outcast games. Is that something that's happening?
I doubt it.
Where did he?
Because Christopher Goodnight said he was from a character from the Dark Force comics, and I don't think any of that stuff is considered canon anymore.
Oh.
I mean, there's an infinite amount of realities out there, Noel. So, or Len.
There's an infinite amount of realities wherein when you call Noel a name, you're actually talking to Len.
There is actually half of
Len.
the infinite amount of realities that is the case. I believe that.
Christopher Goodnight says it's an Aubrey Plaza movie that is horror-ish. And let me tell you something.
I will let you. I won't stand in your way.
I love Aubrey Plaza.
I've heard this before.
She's great. She's awesome. She was in a Star Wars parody thing wherein they parody elements of Star Wars.
Oh.
And I just saw it recently.
Go on.
I don't know any way to direct you or the viewers to it, but it's Aubrey Plaza. If you type in Aubrey Plaza Star Wars, there's a thing about force fields. Just look it up. Do some work for yourselves for once. Yeah.
I am giving you rope. Yeah.
Do you know how to direct them to it? No.
No, I'm not going to bother.
No offense,
Exactly.
I'm not drunk.
Well,
guys, I have to walk home, and I am fucking blotto.
Listen, you have to walk like 2 to 1.5 blocks home, so it's really not that far.
But in his defense, he has to walk uphill. Listen,
both ways.
I'm going to say what my most anticipated piece of entertainment in 2020.
Thank you.
And this is unabashedly so. I've alluded to it earlier.
Yes.
My most anticipated part of 2021.
2020.
2020?
20,000 millennia in the future, ladies
My
and gentlemen.
My favorite 2020 song.
Sorry, I gave him an open.
Well, you should be, Len, because that's all it takes.
My most anticipated piece of entertainment for 2021 is whatever date we decide each month to get together for some true butter talk.
Yes, yes. My video is muted or whatever the equivalent of video mutation is.
You're on there now, man. Video mutation.
Yeah, you got that right, but I'm into it. Yes.
It don't matter what I watch, what I read in 2021. It don't motherfucking matter until we get together for that one night a month.
Yes.
We can just shoot the shit about it.
I'm talking about gutter talk.
Oh,
so I guess this was a proof of concept for gutter talk.
And concept has been proved.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a single person say that they absolutely hate us with no reservations. So
shit
they whispered to themselves.
Guys, you guys,
100%.
guys and gals out there in the Geek Nation, I cannot tell you how important it is that you join us and hang out with us and put up with our antics. These are some of my best friends that I get to hang out with every week. Join us every Sunday morning at what time?
Well, 10:30-ish.
10:30 every morning, every Sunday.
Every morning.
Every morning.
You just wait there until we show up.
Yeah. You guys, I'm going to have a son.
I know.
Yes, that's very cool. Very
cool. Name of Parker. Hang on.
Are,
like behind the sausage. Are we streaming this Sunday morning?
Every Sunday we stream a sausage.
Are we reading books this week? We're streaming.
Wait, what's today? Thursday already? It's Thursday morning.
Well, it's Thursday now.
Boy, Gavolt, it's Thursday after midnight.
We've only taken 1 week off. We got to take another week off.
We took the 27th off. Wait, but Len just did the thing that Scott Snyder, what is it called? Death Metal? Death Knights, Dark Knights, Death Metal, the other title comes out.
There was a couple things this week. So like this week was Last 52, right? Like Last 52, and then like X-Men and
they'll still be there next week.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you next week, Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. Join us for the live Cultpop pod stream.
Eastern time.
The winter non-denominational winter holiday
has come to a close.
To me.
Guys, I can't express to you how excited I am that people actually hung out with us this entire time.
I was going to say, the number hasn't changed much. Like it's been about 12 to 13 or 14 people this whole time.
I always assume 13 to 14 people want to hear what I have to say.
Yeah. If you want to email us, you can email us at cultpopgo@gmail.com. You can help out our show by going to patreon.com/Johnny Destructo.
Was that Cult Patreon?
Cultpop. Wait, what? Patreon.com/Johnny Destructo. Thank you, Noel. I have to walk home in the cold.
1.5 to 14 blocks.
Yeah.
To your home where you live.
Thank you, guys. We love comic books. We love hanging out with you. Mari says thanks, guys. Lots of fun.
Yes.
Please like and subscribe. We love you so much. Thank you. And
you specifically.
Yeah. You specifically watching us right now.
Yes, the one that I'm pointing at.
Yes.
We love you.
Yeah. Thanks.
And the other ones too, but you.
We will see. Are we doing this? Are we doing a show on Sunday or no?
We are, because we love to hang out with each other, as we professed earlier.
I defer to you guys. I'm going to read my comics regardless.
Okay.
Noel reads comics because he loves them. Perhaps we will see you Sunday.
We can.
I hope that we will.
Listen, we're too drunk to make this decision.
Wait,
We love you so much.
Why do you demand so much of us?
What did Len just say?
I said we could do
He
it.
laughed a bit. See, he's not even on screen.
No, come pick me up and drive me home.
For those of you
How is that a
listening at
good
home,
idea?
Noel is not on. Len is not on screen. You would think I would be able to say the name of each of them individually, but I can't.
But
All right,
you will text me when you get
I'll
home.
text you when I get home. All right,
I
guys,
am
we
already
love you
home.
so much. Thank you for hanging out with us. We will see you soon. Like and
Now,
subscribe
later.
and click the little bell because we do the Thunder Round videos.
Thunder round. See, I say it like that sometimes.